Shoddy. Oh, wait, I can't. All right. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Oh, God. I need to X this out. Welcome back to Jan Sports Podcast, the best pod. No, I'm kidding. That's just objectively false. Clickbait is so much better than this. Anyway, wild cards. Oh God, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Wild cards over. So we're gonna get into the prediction recap real quick. Me and Jack both got two teams wrong, but two of our teams, were for purposes. Right? Yeah.
I mean, you could call it that.
Yeah.
I also pick the Vikings? So it's the hard versus logic argument, right?
Yeah.
Logically, the Vikings are more talented at pretty much every important position.
Except for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but even that, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback.
Daniel Jones is top 10 this year.
Oh, well, Daniel Jones played about as perfectly as you could ask any quarterback to.
Yeah, but he still wasn't good. Brock.
Brock rated out horribly this week. Brock wasn't good this week.
Well, I mean, his stats say otherwise, but yeah. I mean,
his stats say he's average.
His stats say that he's throwing to Debo.
He threw the most passing yards and passing touchdowns this week, May. Where do you find average in that? But I do understand. In the beginning of the game, he looked dog shit, but he got his shit together.
Screaming.
Okay.
He hurting ears.
So, Brock Purdy looked bad in the first half, and then the second half he kind of got his shit together, kind of.
But even still, there's a reason that he was by far the lowest graded quarterback of the round by pretty much anything other than, passing yards at passing touchdowns.
By the way, I just like to throw this out there. Brock Purdy threw more passes downfield in one game, 20 yards downfield, than Jimmy Garoppolo did the entirety of the 2019 season.
Yeah, and I believe Purdy.
We watched 2019 season.
How much of that though is Shanahan changing up his scheme, and how much of it is actually
he's not really changing it up? He's just opening up the scheming.
I want to know how much of that is coaching and how much is
It's a fair amount coaching, and it was actually, as far as specifically that game, a lot of it had to do with the fact that the Seahawks were not getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Purdy did extend some plays, but there were a lot of plays where he had a ton of time for things to develop.
The play for Brock Purdy, or the play to Brandon Ayuk, the dude, I get he had a ton of time that play, but he still maneuvered out of 3 sacks. So, and it should have been touchdown. Let's.
Also, and if you look at completion percentage over expected, Purdy was bad in every region of the field except 10 to 15 yards downfield. He was awful behind the line of scrimmage. He was very bad in short yardage, and he was very bad in deep yardage. So he's throwing those, but a lot of those are rookie decisions more than they are, opening up the offense truly, right?
I mean, this was supposed to be a lost season for us after the 2 quarterback injuries, but then Brock Purdy kind of did well. So
Brock just said no.
I don't think that people thought they'd not lose another game, but I'm pretty sure the general consensus. Well, you also think that Jimmy Garoppolo is very good.
I don't think he's very good. I think he's average, but I think he's good enough to win.
Overall, a lot of people, don't think terribly highly of Jimmy Garoppolo. Thinks that a lot of other quarterbacks could step in and do the same thing. So the thing was that the Niners were still going to be a playoff team, maybe not seed, and second favorites to make the Super Bowl out of the NFC behind the Eagles. But people didn't think that the Niners were going to lose out. That losing their quarterback was the thing that brought down their season.
I mean, I kind of did, but then Brock.
Well, yeah, you kind of did.
Well, yeah. The reason why I did, but I expect, when shit goes awry, I think the worst. I'm trying to cope early. Jack knows this and May knows this. Last playoffs, when the Niners went on that run,
even this playoffs, don't act like they shut off the game.
Just you screaming.
Yeah, even I was literally I thought we were gonna lose it in the first half, and I was like,
Packers game was never out of reach last playoffs. Yeah, and that is the most upset I have ever seen you throughout a game.
Yeah.
You were completely convinced that you were losing that game literally until it ended. You did not enjoy any aspect of that game.
Not.
And you were never like really behind. It ended what, like 13-7 or something?
13-10, something like that.
Okay. But you know what I mean. Like even if you like didn't score a point, it's not like it wouldn't have still been a close game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like I do not like.
You expect things to be too easy.
Yeah, like if something doesn't go the way that I want it to, I will think of the worst in case the worst happens. Then I'm better off. But if a good thing happens, then I'm happy. Anyway, let's get into the predictions real quick. Let's just get those over with. Seahawks, I guessed wrong, but for reasons intentionally. But the Niners obviously won, and they won convincingly. The defense wasn't
God
good in the
hates
first
the
half.
Chargers.
Hold up, we're not there yet. The defense wasn't good in the first half, and then was amazing in the second. I don't know, whatever. Jack picked the Niners over the Seahawks, but that's pretty much how it went.
I mean, as far as defense being considerably better in one half than the other, I don't think that's necessarily true. It was Travarius Ward getting burned one-on-one with DK that was one of those touchdowns. Like, it wasn't like the defense wasn't, one blown coverage by a guy isn't the whole defense considerably changing from half to half.
Well, we also just let up points in the first half.
I mean, other than that one play, it was 10 points. And you were still in the game. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the defense didn't play. Like, they didn't play number one, like, in the first half. At least to me. Like, I'm used to this defense, like, this season, going freaking ham in the first half, second half, whatever. Just going ham all game. And not allowing anything. And then the Seahawks were winning at half. Mostly because of offensive struggles by Brock. And what I feel like is the defense not playing as good as they're...
Oddly enough, you guys remind me of the 2019 Chiefs where you guys just let people slaughter you for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter you're like, all right, guys, let's get to work.
Well, no.
He also had this idea, but like that the Niners were bad in the first half, but that's just like false. In pretty much every way. Like every statistical measure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me it's like I'm used to the Niners with Shanahan getting off the big leads. And when that doesn't happen, it's kind of a letdown. I feel like. I mean,
you were telling me before that they are a horrible first half team.
Yeah, well, again, that has to go with normally we're ahead by a bit before the second half, and then we just add on to it. But when we don't,
how does that make you a bad first half team?
Because it doesn't make us a bad first half. It makes it seem like we are because we're not ahead by a lot, which is we normally are this season. Anyway. Jags, Chargers. I did guess it right. I did think when they were down 27 that they were going to lose badly, but they ended up pulling the win, and I'm very happy that I picked the Jags.
Cursed franchise.
Cursed. Yeah, the Chargers chargered more than any Charger could ever charger.
Someone free Herbert. He really played through like messed up ribs this year just for that.
Yeah, bro.
My favorite comment out of that was on the post-game thread for the Chargers. One of the top comments just said, "Welp, I lived a long and fruitful life."
How do you come back from that?
What you don't.
What do you do?
You let up the third biggest,
especially
NFL.
Imagine sitting there with a Jaguars fan.
Yeah,
imagine
you're
talking
getting shit
so
on.
much shit until like just before halftime. I mean, even here. Like, I was watching it with my roommates, and, like, even when the Jags scored before the half, we were, like, laughing at it being, like, a pity touchdown. Like, we considered it over, and we're not actually invested in either thing. Like, even when the Jags scored a second touchdown, we were laughing. We were like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
how is a Chargers fan, do you probably talk a ton of shit, and then how do you come back? Like, what do you do? At that point, you
just stop watching sports. Also, I'd just like to throw this out. The Jaguars actually never led at any single point in regulation. The field goal was good with 0 seconds left. Not 1, not 2, 0. So I'm just going to throw that out there. They never led at any point in regulation, technically.
Same thing with the Falcons Super Bowl, that we never led at a single point in that game and we still won it, which is
because you tied it up. Tied it up in a walk-off touchdown in overtime.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I just thought it was interesting.
Or does that not count as
no?
It's the same thing as the field goal.
Yeah, because
overtime is a walk-off
walk-off.
touchdown.
Well, no,
So
but
the
like
game
technically there's some.
No,
Yeah, I can
because
see
the
it.
game
But
ended.
there's game on the clock though.
We never had more points than them at any point in that game, and neither did the
Since the
Jags.
clock never restarted, there was no time left in the game. The game ends exactly when he crosses the plane.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, but the Jags, like, 0 second. Like, in regulation, 0. Like,
I mean,
not overtime.
The Patriots didn't have a lead until negative time on the clock. If your measure is zeros on the clock in the fourth, right? Like, okay, whatever.
Bills did not cover the spread.
They did not.
They if the
I really wanted
Tua, if the Dolphins had Tua, they would have won.
If they win that game with Tua,
They win that game too, 100%.
I'm not sure it's completely fair to say that because it's one of those things where, like, yes, if everything else is the same and Tua is the quarterback, probably, but like, they would not play that game the same.
I understand that argument, but I want to say that Tua would give them even Teddy Bridgewater would give them a much higher ceiling and a chance to succeed.
Well, okay, Skylar Thompson did not have a horrible game.
He did not.
He actually played quite well for what he should have done. And I'm wondering where that was against the Jets. Because I'm still mad. But no, like, and his receivers didn't give him any help either. Like, there were a good amount of drops that game too. I mean, shoot, if Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill,
oh my God,
it was Hill too.
Both of them
like,
had
the
drops.
first 3 passes, Jack. The first 3 passes. The first 3 passes were drops that could have been easily like touchdowns.
Yeah. And with that offense, as if you get the ball in Waddle and Hill's hands, things happen. So the fact that they dropped passes like that alone could have changed that game when it's a close game like that.
What upset me is that. Oh, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, the Mike McDaniel's like clock management at the end, like that doesn't, like, yeah, but.
The fact though that they went into that game as 13-point dogs, and people are coming out of that game saying that Mike McDaniel choked and that they should have won that game if he didn't do this, or this, is a testament to how good of a game he actually coached.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's a fact.
He was great coaching that game. Mm-hmm. And that gets overlooked because of a couple mistakes at the end, which deserved. But at the same time, like, they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the fact that he, showed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all the thing is they both drop passes, Waddle and Hill, and then do you guys watch that game, right?
Yeah.
That like 3rd and 10 or whatever, where they threw a deep ball and they converted it all the way in like the right side of the field. Oh, there was this like miracle catch, and I think it was Waddle dragged his foot and they kept it in bounds. And I'm like, you guys do that in crunch time, but you guys can't pick up a ball on a 2nd and 5. Like, I don't get, like, it's a miracle. I can't do it. I'm giving them praise, but at the same time, how do you guys let a ball fall out of the breadbasket like in a 2nd and 5 or something?
It happens to everyone. That was a game where when you're starting Skylar Thompson, going in, and you felt it then, that you can't afford the receivers making the mistakes. Like, any mistakes that happen need to be Thompson's fault for you to really still succeed. And that mostly came true, minus, 3 drops early on that even by themselves could have changed the tide.
Yeah.
They weren't optimal winning position until what was it? A pick?
Fumble 6? No, fumble 6.
It was a fumble. Oh no, yeah.
It was a fumble. Yeah, they stripped Josh Allen and some more trying to.
You were saying the Dolphins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the fumble.
He was talking about the Dolphins were in a good position.
Yeah, the Dolphins were in a good position to win that game, and then
fumble 6, which put them up.
Yes, he's saying that the Dolphins were in a good position until they turned the ball over. Not that they were benefiting from another turnover.
Yeah, no.
I thought you meant they were in the
that game was a 50-50 shot, and then
that game
kind of shifted.
Yeah.
That was, like, I was honestly busy being nervous about the game after that. But that was very interesting to watch the end of.
Yeah, which we can talk about now. We have the Giants, the New York Giants versus the Vikings. I guessed it right. Jack didn't, but for reasons, kind of, maybe.
Well, I genuinely thought the Vikings were going to win, like, logically.
Yeah.
In my heart, like, I really wanted the Giants to win. Obviously, A, because Giants, and B, because the Vikings were such a beatable team.
Yeah.
But like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that game a lot. It did give me a heart attack a little.
Anything from you two on it before I monologue?
It was a good game. Kirk Cousins. I mean, the receiver should have did a better job. Not Jay Jettis because he's being triple covered, but like Thielen and Osborne should have got it.
Wasn't being triple covered as often as you.
No. On the last play, there were three defenders in his area. There were two safeties in the court. What I saw, because one of the things had like the animation thing of it, and it looked like there was two safeties in a corner in his area.
Yeah,
even if there wasn't, I mean,
the dots
still
aren't perfect.
Yeah, I mean, still Osborne and Thielen were 1-on-1.
Cook was open in the flat on the other side and could have maybe got the first, but that's still a check down. Which people were criticizing Kirk when. In that situation, he did exactly what he should have done. He got the ball out at the last possible second, and everyone was perfectly covered downfield. Like at some point, maybe on 4th and 8, you should throw it up to Jefferson. But Thielen was covered, Osborne was covered, Jefferson was covered. Hawkinson had Xavier McKinney on him in man 1-on-1. But with the way that the pressure came, the only alley Kirk had to throw down was that part to Hawkinson because he had Dexter Lawrence in his face and I forget who coming behind him. And he still got hit on the throw. The ball was wobbling out of his hand. That's part of why Hawkinson had to adjust to it so much and wasn't able to at least try to turn it upfield. But Kirk did that last play right.
Yeah. But I was sweating until that play.
But over the game, if you're talking about Jefferson, I mean Adoree Jackson, him being back, I told you he's a difference maker.
Yep.
37 yards against Adoree, 47 in the game. They had Adoree pretty much following him 1-on-1 for the majority of that game.
Dude, this is why I want to play the fucking Giants in the championship game. This is why. I just want to see our two teams clash. I think it'd be an actual good game.
So, Stinky Blue New York team minus the stinky question mark?
Hey,
yes.
You said it. So other notes of mine, Daniel Jones played, I mean, I said it before, but as close to a perfect game as you can ask for from a quarterback. There was one play where he maybe made the wrong read and he still made a correct read.
Yeah.
In as much as I know a ton of people were criticizing when he threw to, I think it was Slayton on a crosser when Saquon was slightly more open on a crosser going the other way. I'm sure you guys probably saw the, and Saquon would probably still be running thing. The reality is Slayton was the primary read on that, it seemed like, and he was wide ass open too. He still got the first.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can complain about him not going to the second read when the first read was wide ass open. But at some point, that's not a mistake by him. It's not like he was throwing it into double coverage when he had a guy wide open. He had a deep shot to Slayton. That was actually a beautiful ball that Slayton just couldn't quite corral. That ended up getting called back for penalty. So that doesn't show up in his throw chart with the dots too. But for the most part, the Vikings played really soft. They played back in zone. They left the middle of the field wide open all day. They had all the deep stuff covered when the Giants even ran it. But, if the Giants can kill you with quick game stuff, crossers, even 15, 20 yard stuff, he took it all day. And there were a lot of plays that the Vikings covered up perfectly on defense. No receiver even had an inch of separation. And then Jones would just run it anyway. The Vikings had zero answer for Daniel Jones as a quarterback because a combination of how far off they were playing and when they weren't doing that and they were actually trying to stop those crossers, they didn't leave anyone to actually take care of Jones as a runner. And so he could obviously just scramble. He was, he played up to another level compared to what he's done for even a lot of this season, but this season he was very good. Saquon, after a week and a half off, he played half the Colts game. He sat out against the Eagles. Whew. He had some burst. He had some juice in the tank. That was fun to watch him on the first few drives. I talked about Jefferson being kept in check. Kenny Golladay had the block of like the season for the Giants on a Saquon run to the outside. I don't know if you saw him pancake a man so hard that his mouthpiece flew 10 yards downfield. But if you haven't, you should go watch it.
What's Kenny Galladay's height and weight?
I think he's like 6'4". I don't know, but he's a big dude. You know, because that's his whole thing. He doesn't get separation, but he was like a contested catch jump ball guy.
6'4", 214.
Yeah. He's a big dude. And it was a corner that he was up blocking against because, you know, he's a receiver playing on the outside. But watch that block. That thing was a beauty. And I'm not kidding when I say his mouthpiece 10 yards downfield. Yeah. It was real good.
Dude, he tossed him.
And then on the negative side, I mean, the defense. Like, yeah, Kirk Cousins played out of his mind. But the defense, it wasn't even like that the coverages called were bad. Like, Wink Martindale coordinated a pretty good game. But the linebackers especially just, like, sold. Like, there were a few plays that Minnesota just schemed up really well. Kevin O'Connell called a great game. But on a lot of the big plays, like the reason Hawkinson got a lot of targets again, was the linebackers kept on biting on everything that was shown to them. They were struggling in zone all day. Like, and even when they weren't struggling, they were too hesitant and didn't actually, like, cover Hawkinson well, because Hawkinson's a pretty good route runner.
Do you, with Wink Martindale having a blitz first philosophy, do you agree with that, or
yes.
do you like not the results, but do you generally across the board of football agree with like blitz almost on every play?
This is my favorite Giants defense I've watched since, 2011.
Wow.
Coughlin's offensive, but he's not defensive.
Well, Coughlin was at that point he was pretty much just a head coach. He wasn't really like the guy on either side of the ball. Granted, Dable doesn't call the plays on offense, so But and there it was more because that defensive line was just so scary. I mean, you're talking about like JPP, Tuck, Umanura, really good players. But here it's just, even though they haven't graded out too well, they don't have a lot of talent, so you understand it. But creating so many negative plays, it's just fun to watch. You got guys going after the quarterbacks. You got the most bizarre, well-disguised looks I've seen. Like even Aaron Rodgers. Like, I think he was talking about the Giants on probably Pat McAfee, because that's the only place Rodgers talks, and he goes there regularly. But he was saying that like Wink Martindale's defense is just called and schemed so well, like everything's disguised so well. And the thing with you talking about being blitz first, a lot of plays they'll send like 5 guys, but usually like, they'll crowd the line, they'll show a bunch of different looks, but a lot of times they'll have like 4 guys rushing. It'll just not be the 4 you expect or the 5 you expect, and so it gets counted as a blitz because you've got a DB running in there towards the quarterback. Obviously, the other side of that is that you've got like defensive linemen or like Kayvon Thibodeau back in coverage a fair amount. But it's so fun to watch. And it gets results. Like, it's gotten results. They were good on third down for a lot this year. When they needed a stop, they got it. Obviously this year they sucked for the most part, but hey, when it mattered, they tightened up.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said something today that it was kind of coach speak in the sense that you can't really believe it until you see it, but that implied that he was interested in staying in New York for at least another season or two instead of pursuing head coaching jobs. And that is the best thing I saw today, because I love that man. I want that man to have more talent to play with on this team, and I would love to keep watching his defenses.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty much everything I got on Giants, other than I need Jalen Smith off of my football team now. He seems like a good guy, but God, does he suck. And he had some good plays this game, especially in the run, like better than he has a lot of this season. But he also, like, he and Gerard Davis were like solely responsible for half of the good Vikings offensive plays. And
Jalen to the moon.
But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Next game is Bengals Ravens, which is also super close, and it's also another game that I feel like if they had their starting quarterback, they would have fucking won.
Well, if they have their starting quarterback, that's a completely different game. And pretty much
game plan would be different, but I still think Lamar wins that game.
Yeah.
You never know. Lamar wasn't exactly.
He didn't even play that bad though. He just had that one fumble on the goal line.
He had the one fumble on the goal line, and Lamar wasn't getting great results with this team.
That's true.
Like offensively, the defense played decently well, but I mean, the whole narrative is that Lamar has.
They did blow leads. They blew a ton of leads in the beginning of the season when he was healthy.
But also, whenever there's a big blown lead like that, it's the same thing within the Super Bowl. Like, you can blame the defense all you want. The Super Bowl, the Falcons, Patriots won 28-3. The Falcons score one more time in that Super Bowl, they win the game. Like, at some point, the offense, I mean, even the Chargers here, they scored 3 points after going up 27-0. If they even hit one of those field goals, they win the game.
Or if they just score a touchdown.
Right? Like, or if they just move the ball and use up a little bit more clock, they win the game. Like, those huge comebacks do fall on the offense as well. Maybe not as much as the defense, but it's not like the offense is blameless because they already put up points. Because at some point, to not do anything for an entire half is kind of inexcusable.
Well, that's basically with the Niners and Chiefs in the last, 10 minutes of the fucking Super Bowl? Where
10 minutes and a full half are different.
Well, yeah, but we didn't do jack shit.
10 minutes could be like 2 offensive drives.
Yeah, but then we had we went 3 and out both times, and the defense couldn't get a stop, and then.
Yeah, but that's no 28-3. I was talking truly big blow.
We were up by 10 though. But the Chiefs did come back from 20+ point leads both fucking games they played that season in the playoffs, so it makes sense. Anyway, Bucks, Cowboys. That's who they were playing. I bet on Brady and I was wrong, so Tom Brady can suck these nuts.
I feel like I told you last week, every time I bet on Brady, it's worked. Every time I don't bet on Brady, it's worked. Yeah, I was telling you this last week, and you were shitting on me for it.
Yep, I was like, don't bet on Brady. You should always bet on Brady. Fuck that. Tom Brady, you are dog shit.
All fun and games until he's a 49er next year.
I will take you as a 49er, though, on a vet minimum, because God knows we can't pay jack shit to anyone.
He's not going to go to the 49ers. Obviously Shanahan would make it work if that's where he wanted to go.
Yeah, we need mobile people. We need mobile, decent.
I don't know about need mobile, but...
Well, just to, for the pressure and stuff, if there's pressure...
Certainly you want someone that's younger than 46 with the way that this team is constructed.
This is true, but we also have 14 million cap space next season, and we also have, 32 players signed? 35, 33?
Like that.
Something like that. It's atrocious. We are so fucked after this season.
Well, the tough part there isn't that you don't have a lot of people under contract. It's that some position groups are super thin.
Yeah, cornerback is thin. Robbie Gold will be gone, and I want Robbie Gold. I want Robbie Gold.
DBs in general, because you also only have Hufanga on the roster.
And Travis Ward.
Well, yeah, I meant for safeties, because you mentioned quarterbacks. Yeah, and Gold is probably going to demand more than the team would pay. I would assume you draft a kicker this year in the 6th.
I want Robbie Gold for dude. If
I understand you want Robbie Gold, but we are in a hard cap league.
I know. Fuck the cap. All right. I wish there was a cap and then there was luxury cap. You could go 10 million over, but you have to pay money the next year. Something like that. If you're a little bit over, you're fine. Just so we can get through this season. Fuck. All right. Yeah. Bucks Cowboys. The Cowboys completely dominated. The Bucks defense sucks. The Bucks offense sucked. Tom Brady threw a red zone turnover. Had a red zone turnover for the first time since 2019, which is kind of cool. Well, no, it sucks, but whatever. I have 2 words. I wanted to see Brady return home. Fuck the Cowboys? No, that's 3.
No, 2 words.
What?
May, do you want to guess?
Is it Dakota Prescott?
On the winner of this next game, or what?
About this game in general.
I'm good.
Brett
my
Maher.
Oh yeah, dude, the motherfucker missed 4 fucking field goal, 4 extra points.
Hey, at least he finally made one.
Oh my
Dude,
god!
he missed 4 in a row.
Oh my god! I kept watching that, and I'm just like, okay, so yeah, he's gonna lose that game. He's gonna come back and then he misses again, and then he misses a third time, and I'm like, this guy's gonna walk home.
You saw Dak on the sideline yelling, "Fucking go for 2! Fucking go for 2!"
Yeah,
After like the second miss, and I'm like, Dak.
I hope he does that versus the Niners. I would die laughing.
Would be incredible. It did feel like a yips thing.
Yeah, that is true. He missed you know what's funny? Before he kicked the first one, the announcers were like, Brett Maher's didn't miss a extra point all season long, and then he proceeded to miss 4 in a row.
He missed 3.
He missed
4.
Didn't he miss?
He missed
4?
3 this season. No, he missed 3 over the season. He missed 4 during the game.
Oh, that's what it was. He only missed 3 this season, and then he missed 4. It's like, dog, you just freaking... It's the announcer's curse. The same thing happened with Stephen Curry. The announcer's like, he hasn't missed a free throw all year. Stephen Curry shoots the free throw, bricks it. Well, and Steph Curry knew it. He fucking pointed to the... Whatever. Yeah, Brett Maher needs to get fired if he does this again.
They're sticking with him.
Yeah, I don't...
You like it.
Oh, I do like it because if he does that versus the Niners, I'm gonna love it.
But anyway,
all right, that's the games. Do you guys want to do my PowerPoint presentation? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so May, you were not here last week, but I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I made up. Let me just switch it on here as well.
Oh, I will say, I was a god at this last week.
He was very good.
I've not seen it yet.
Let me check.
It's loading for me still.
Yes.
Oh, you can see it, Jack? May?
Not yet, but I should be able to in a second.
Oh, my thing is... Hold up. Let me stop and then restream it.
And...
Alright, try that. Is it good?
Let me try to pop it out. I think it's my Discord that's just not loading currently.
Okay.
Here, stop watching. Watch stream. I'm not seeing it, but it'll load eventually.
Okay. Okay, so... Oh. Did Jack just... Oh, there's Jack.
My Discord just crashed. That's why it's not loading.
Oh, that's why. Alright, is it loading now?
Can you hear me still? And now you can see me again.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, cool. Can you see it?
Yes.
Alright. This is Guess the NFL Legend. Meg, Jackie, you ready?
Yes.
Alright, so pretty much I have pulled up their Pro Football Reference page, and I have copied... Yeah, so this is NFL Legend number uno. This is his years. So you can see he's from 2008 to 2022. He has 11 years in one team, 3 years in another, 1 in another. Okay, do you guys see that? Do you have any guesses right now? Any guesses?
Oh, wait, whoa. That's a long-ass career.
Yeah. It's 15 years.
Were they drafted, or did they get picked in free agency?
They were drafted.
Okay.
Well, presumably to that first team. Are they retiring this year?
I don't know. So let me show you the next one.
Okay.
This might not help, but that's the ages.
Well,
this might give it away.
I am stupid.
This might give it away.
Oh.
Wait.
May, I want May to guess this. I want May. No, Jack. May, do you have a guess? Do you have a guess, buddy?
I don't follow these drafted in 2008 by Baltimore.
Here's a hint. Jack knows.
May, come on.
May, come on.
Well,
Alright, here is their career
for the
stats.
Ravens in 2012.
And we have that.
Like,
we have this.
For the Ravens in 2012.
And we have this.
Is it the official Pizza Hut spokesperson for Baltimore, Maryland?
You know what? It is the official Pizza Hut spokesperson.
You know what really screwed me up with that one? It went since it listed 11-3-1. I assumed it was in order. No. So I got really confused.
Oh no, it's not in order. It's from least.
Well, yeah, look on the first one. Yeah.
Do you guys
That's
because
I love them.
Okay. All right. We have NFL legend number 2. All right. Here is the first.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, he played a while ago. 1972 to 1984. Any guesses? No. Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to that. You probably can't guess from that either, so we're gonna move to that.
Great. Now I'm gonna get shit for not getting this instantly.
Do you wanna?
Lambert.
You could ask what?
Lambert?
Nope, it's not Lambert. This are their positions.
Okay.
Do you know who it is?
Wait, who played their final season in Seattle?
And their entire career in Pitt. This is their stats. This is their resume.
I first thought Terry Bradshaw.
Their whole career thing.
Wait, is that Terry Bradshaw?
No, it's a fullback and running back their first year in the league. 4-time Super Bowl champ, 9-time Pro Bowler, Hall of Fame.
Franco?
It is Franco.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that.
I took a shot in the dark with the years. Unfortunately, I am stupid.
It is Franco. Rest in peace, Franco Harris. You are gone but never forgotten. All right. NFL legend number Trace. These are their years.
Was one hell of a way to say that. Okay, those are their years.
All right. Here is their second years. These are actually the teams. Oh, did I fuck this up? I might have fucked this up in the thing. In the order. Did I fuck the order up? I fucked the order up. Whatever. Any guesses? Anyone? Wide receiver.
Wait.
Bolden.
It is Bolden.
Damn it!
It's Anquan Bolden. I fucking love this dude, bro. Oh, if only we could win him a second Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
There's him with the Ravens where he won it. Shit. Okay. And the final NFL legend.
Oh boy. I'm buckled in.
Here are the years.
Those aren't a lot of years.
Those are not a lot of years.
Hold on. Does that add up?
What?
4,
I think
5,
they're
6, 7,
I don't
8,
think that's all
9,
the years.
10, 11, 12, 6, 12. No, there's actually, well, technically.
Okay.
So that's the ages. That's they're one of them. So it does add up actually because it's 12 with the first 3, but there's 2 teams in the 12.
Okay.
So there's a total.
Well.
Any guesses, anyone? No.
I'm not good at this. They
we're
play
gonna
Kansas
move to,
City, Minnesota. What is RDE?
Right the end, right rush the end. I don't know. It's it's the defensive end is what you need to know.
It's Peppers.
It's not Peppers.
Fuck. I don't know off the top of my head, unfortunately.
5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro.
Did I just stump?
I was just guessing off Bears Panthers because I am lit dumb.
I mean, he's an NFL
I am. Oh, Allen, right?
Jared Allen?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I just saw the 69. That helped a lot.
It is Jared Allen.
I did not. I only think of him as a Viking.
What the fuck? Yo! Thank you all for watching. What?
I only think of him as a Viking.
Yeah, saying. But I was like, I didn't know he played on any other team.
That's why I like.
Mostly because
Mostly
because I didn't watch until like actual. Like I was a fan of the Niners since 2007, but I didn't know the
I didn't watch.
I didn't watch
he will always
actual
be
football until like Yeah, he'll always be a Minnesotan. Whatever they're called. Minnesotan. Whatever they're called. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next week for 20 Questions NFL Player Edition. Do you know what that is?
Yes. That's not going to go well.
I'm going to pick an NFL player. You're going to ask 20 questions, and you have to guess a player by the 20th question. Jazz Sports Podcast. All right.
Oh, that's going to be difficult.
It is, but I think it'll be fun. I'll pick an easy one so you guys get the hang of it, and then I'll, All right. Well,
all right.
There's that. So May, I just wanted to get that. Well, May is here. May, I don't know if you're gonna head out because of fitness, but if you, I don't know if you are. Are you gonna stay? Or are you gonna?
If our rookie is gonna stop by, I would meet him and then go on my way. But I don't know what time he's gonna be here.
I don't know either. Let me at him and see.
While you guys are waiting, I
What's
It's gonna show up in the.
Please don't. What's going on?
while you guys wait, I'm
What?
just gonna play a game.
Playing Roller Coaster Tycoon.
What the
Man.
fuck is going on? Alright, let's get into 20 questions. I'll fuck it. We'll start it today, and then so you guys know what we're doing.
We're gonna run one today? Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna pick an NFL player. Okay, I have this player.
Okay. You have a player?
I have a player in mind.
And
Alright,
we
20
know
questions.
we know it's an NFL player.
It's an NFL player. Yeah,
Like
I
that's
do.
David.
We're gonna guess
I don't-
NFL players at the end. He's gonna go LeBron James.
Cool.
AFC or NFC?
Hold on, I have to repick it because I just said the person. Shit. Hold up.
Good job, Alex.
Wait, no. We're gonna go.
And if it's multiple teams, I would just say go by the one he's most known for.
Yep. All right. What's the first question?
AFC or NFC?
He is an NFC. For the team is most known for, it's NFC.
What division?
Well, you have to guess the.
I would. Oh,
Wouldn't
We're
it
not
be better if
doing-
you just
okay.
ask what team?
No. What?
Wouldn't it be easier just to ask what team?
Well, no. You have to be like, is it the NFC
That's
South,
like
NFC
two
West? You have to. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. North,
No.
South,
No.
East.
Wait, are we
No.
counting how many questions he asks?
Well, it's the West.
I'm counting. It is the West.
So
That
it's
is
the NFC
correct.
West.
Yes.
Were they playing in the year 2013?
Yes.
Did they play for the San Francisco 49ers?
Yes.
Are you?
All right, May. Did they play on offense?
Yes.
I have several guesses.
All right, you guys.
Let one rip.
What
Is it? Is it Colin Kaepernick?
No.
Did they play receiver?
Yes. Shit.
Oh,
I
Be a
picked an easy
sorry
one.
ass receiver.
Yes.
Come on, you got this one. This is a layup
Come
now.
on, May. Come on, May. You're on 11 questions.
He's trying you with the
You got
sorry
12
ass
questions.
receiver like.
I'm trying to think of dog shit receivers.
Think of Richard
No,
Sherman.
May.
Remake.
Think of Richard
Think of Richard
Sherman.
Sherman. Dude, back up from your
are
mic a
you,
little bit.
are you talking about Crabtree?
Yeah, dude. God, dude.
Are you telling me with the toy receiver like Crabtree? That's where we're supposed to go get.
All right, I'll pick another one.
Boy.
Bro, that rant is one of the greatest rants. As a Niner fan, I'm not supposed to like it, but I fucking love it, bro. Oh, that rant is fucking amazing. Oh my god, dude! You know what's funny? I got called a not a real Niner fan on YouTube
back up from your mic a little
in the
bit?
comments. Oh yeah.
Can you?
I got
no.
yeah. I got called a not real 49er fan on YouTube in the YouTube comment section on Tom Grossi's Packers video. Because I was like, I really was hoping that the Packers would win so they'd make the playoffs so I could kick their ass one more time before Rodgers retires, and he's like, and they're like, you're not a real they're like, you're not a real Niner fan. We're rooting for the Packers. I'm like, bro, we were gonna destroy them. It didn't matter who we got. And then some other dude came into the comment section and was like, bro, you just wanted the easy win. You're facing the Seahawks. You're gonna get freaking dropped. Like this, you're gonna first round exits. I'm like, after the game, I had like 5 people that responded like that. I had like 24 comments or whatever, and people, and I added.
But the thing is, you cannot be mad about at Seahawks fans for saying that or think that that's bad at all.
But why are you?
Well, you have to be confident in your team going in. Like that is normal fan behavior.
Man. Yeah, but it's the Seahawks versus the Niners.
Yeah, but they're still Seahawks fans. They have to root for their team. You can't discredit them.
Are they Geno fans? All right. Well, yeah, I guess.
It's the same thing with Giants fans against the Eagles. You can't sit there and say, oh, why do you think your team's going to win? Why can't you just admit that you're going to get blown out? No, they're going to root for their goddamn team.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't have to, the words he used in
just how fans work.
Bro, he was saying
that's just how fans operate. Okay, yeah, that's not good, but that's still...
Fans do not use slurs.
Yes, you did not say that before.
Well, okay. Now I'm saying
you said that you were saying that the Seahawks were going to win,
and then they were saying slurs. Well, they were saying slurs in the midst of all that. But yeah,
you didn't say that.
Kind of a douchebag, but it's okay. Not really.
That changes things a little bit. Just a bit.
I'm gonna give you another player. All right.
Okay.
I have the player.
Not sponsored.
Oh, it's not even showing up. It's just blurred.
Yeah, it was blurred out the second time. I tried to keep it in the blur zone.
It can not be blurred if you.
Matt, dude, call me.
Matt, dude, sponsor.
It's on my soul for free product.
All right, so let's go. 20 questions. I have the player.
May, you want to do the honors?
Start out with the question, May. Matrix?
You go on.
May's gone. All right, Jack, you start.
NFC.
Yes.
All right, I'm back.
East.
No.
West.
No.
Okay. North?
Yes.
NFC North?
I have a question about the game.
Okay. What?
Is this still legends of the game, or are these also including current players?
Also including current, but I will. I mean, you could ask this current.
No,
or legend.
now I'm going to ask it as a question, but I wanted to clarify that before.
No, it's both. It's both.
The game before was legends only, so
yeah.
Are they currently playing?
No.
Okay. So it is a former NFC North player, May.
Okay. Former? Okay.
Yep.
Like they're not playing anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm cleaning up a spill on my
Have they come up in another one, in one of our games before?
No.
Okay.
Are they a sorry receiver like Crabtree? No.
No.
I'm
not
Do they play offense?
No.
Okay. Do they play defense?
Yes.
I wanted to rule out special teams.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do they play in the front seven? So defensive line or linebacker?
Yes.
Okay. They a defensive lineman?
No.
Well, they're a linebacker.
Yes.
All right. Were they a bear?
Yes.
Is it Brian Urlacher?
No.
Is it Singletary?
No.
Oh.
What decade did they play in? 2000?
We can't ask open-ended questions.
You can't ask open, but you can guess the decade. Well.
Okay, is it the 2010s?
No.
Bears linebacker. That's not one of those.
Yeah. Legendary one too.
Oh shit. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Do it. Hello, everyone.
What's
Hello. How you doing?
I want to start off by apologizing to you on 30 minutes ended up being that. You know what I mean?
Your sound's a bit all over the place right now.
Yeah, you're kind
Yeah,
of breaking
it's
up with us.
cutting out. Yeah, they're cutting out.
Hold on.
Are you wearing headphones?
How about now? Better?
Not quite.
Fuck.
Getting there though. I mean, I heard fuck loud and clear.
Yeah, I hit that part.
Okay.
There we go.
Like I was saying.
Yes, that's good. Yes.
What ended up
All
being
right.
30 minutes ended up being an hour, and I apologize. It was supposed to be 8 o'clock. Then it cut. It's 8:30. Now it's fucking 9:10. So I'm sorry. I don't want to waste any of your guys' times.
No, you're good.
We're
You're
okay.
good.
Anything?
yeah.
Anything you particularly want to go over about the games? Because we've
We covered the games, but if you want to cover
covered the
anything-
wild card round.
Oh, by the way, the player was Dick Butkus.
Okay, he was gonna be my next.
This is lovely.
Because he was the only one left.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I just picked him because of his name. Dick.
Yeah. Anything about Giants Vikings?
You're cutting out for me. I need to get inside my house. I'm actually parking right now.
Yeah, that'll help.
That will help.
God, the Giants
May,
fans
are
are
you
multiplying.
eating? May, are you eating?
Yes. Yes.
This is falling apart.
Damn it, Jack.
This is
You're-
going to
Jack,
shit.
Are you telling me there are more than Jack? Are you telling
Yeah.
me there are more than one Giants fans out? Like that?
Yeah, he's a sick profile picture.
Wait,
Too many.
Is that Eli?
It's Daniel Jones with
oh,
like
it's Daniel Jones. Shit.
It's Daniel Jones with like golden chains around his neck.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all of his Super Bowl
Nice.
wins. Yo, he's sitting in a
Ooh.
Kirk Thuggins.
What's Kirk? You stole it from. Yeah.
He's still from Kirk. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how it goes. Just yeah.
What happens when you beat a fraudulent fucking 13 win team?
Oh god, and you're about to be the fraudulent Eagles as well. Even though they're not frauds,
I don't.
but, you know.
Knock on wood.
That Eagles team
I actually have a wood
is-
desk. I can knock on wood.
that
Yeah,
Eagles team
I have an
is
IKEA wood
genuinely
desk, so
very solid.
Knock on it.
it's not wood, but
I mean, it's IKEA wood. Technically, it counts, right? Like,
I don't know about that one.
my desk is actually wood. I don't. Oh wait, is it not? My desk isn't wood. What? Whatever. I don't know what's. I don't have any wood. Shit. Whatever.
Okay. I'm actually inside my house now. Now we can actually begin this
Bet.
whole podcast thing.
Bet.
So yeah, we've covered. Are you
What's going on now?
this Lego Star Wars?
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck is you doing, dog?
So what are we talking about, fellas?
What the fuck? Yo,
All right.
what the fuck? It's
You got
gone
any
to
thoughts on
shit.
the wild card round, especially
It's
like
gone to
Giants Vikings?
shit. It's
We
gone
already
to
covered
shit.
a lot of the games in the meantime because we only have May until I don't actually know, to be honest.
Oh, I was supposed to go to the gym, but they probably have closed by now. And I was gonna leave at 9, and they let you stay as long as you want, as long as you get in before they close. They're more than likely closed by now, so I might as well stick around for a little
Show
bit.
me what characters
about
you got.
Oh, I just began
jeez.
this game. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about
Why?
football.
All right,
Why
all
is
right.
this? Why are you on the screen?
What? What do you mean, why is he on the screen?
No, no. Why are you watching his stream?
Because it's content. When
Okay.
this stream's gone to shit, you might as well do this. Alright.
We're descending
Guys.
into like TikTok Family Guy clips territory. Family Guy shitty gameplay over like other
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Family Guy
about.
funniest moments.
Over the
number
Rick and
39,
Morty
part 2.
clips. Bro, the
Oh, jeez.
two broke girls or whatever that TV
Yeah.
show is with the...
Yeah, you got any You got anything on the wild card?
Yep. Anything.
Yes. What me and Alex have in common is that we're both wearing our clothes from work. That's not actually a comment about wild card. No, so my actual honest reaction to the wild card was that it definitely lived up to its name. I was so thrilled to see the Jaguars beat the Chargers because I knew that the Chargers couldn't come away with it even if they had an infinity point lead over the Jaguars. Only they could choke that away. Them and the Falcons.
That is true though. Like that was a charging I've never seen before.
Do you think that Trevor Lawrence is their franchise quarterback, in your honest opinion?
Well, I mean, I think he's proven it, but also before this game, I mean, I could still say it. I thought Gardner Minshew was fine for them. I mean, they kind of scapegoated him for all their problems, which wasn't really fair to Gardner, I feel like. But Trevor has, especially right now, I feel like he stepped in only after that last game. So, I mean, they can't go for another quarterback, though. I will say that much.
I have a trade proposal.
What's that?
Trey Lance for Trevor Lawrence trade up.
Wow, no.
You literally... No, I paused my game. You literally...
No, thanks.
You literally got your lips wet for this dude for a year. And now you want to get rid of him?
Well, I don't want to get rid of him.
He is big cock rock. Trevor Lawrence is high-end back.
Dude, facts? Like...
No, Trevor Lawrence has been like one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL over the course of this season. Like it wasn't just the second half of the wild card game. His worst couple games of the season might have been the end of the season.
Talking about Brock Purdy?
No, I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence.
We're Trevor Lawrence, the GOAT.
Oh.
Better than Tom Brady.
Honestly, against the Chargers might have been one of his worst games of the year.
Oh yeah.
That and against the Titans, week 18.
Yeah.
He's playing his worst football, and he's still solidifying himself as the future of that team and one of the guys that's penciled in as the future of the league.
Yeah. Him, Herbert, Mahomes. Well,
Allen.
Mahomes getting.
What do you mean?
Getting old. Mahomes getting old. He's what? 29.
He's 27.
Is he really? Wait, I thought he was 29. Hold up.
What?
There's no way he's almost 30 already.
Dude, he's been in the league since 20. He's 27. Thought he's been in the league since 2017.
He's going to dominate for so long.
That's 5 years.
He's going to dominate for so long.
Fuck,
it's crazy.
It's been longer. Shit.
He signed for another decade.
Yeah, a decade strong, at least.
That Chiefs team is going to be
I have an idea.
Perennial contenders on Mahomes alone. He's so good. And he's going to be here for so long.
I have an idea. I have another trade proposal. We got Patrick Mahomes for 2 nickels and a dime, provided by me.
No thanks.
For a Danny dime?
Oh, no. Yeah, no. And then the Chiefs also give us $100 million for 2 nickels and a dime.
That is virtually impossible on many levels.
No. All right, fine. We'll give them. I don't know.
A team can't just donate to another team's cap space.
Fine. Well, actually, you can. That is actually a thing.
That's a thing.
We did it. We did it with Vernon Davis, by the way, man. We actually have traded Vernon players for cash.
It's taking on part of their contract. It's yeah.
But if they want to pay Patrick Mahomes with $100 million,
wasn't that the whole point of the Osweiler trade a while back? Osweiler was traded to clear cap and pass the cap hit on in exchange for draft picks, or him and draft picks to just free up the contract.
Yeah.
Mr. $72 million.
How did we get to this?
I never know.
I think
we never know.
Dude, if a trade proposal will work in Madden, it should work in real life. That's all I'm saying.
Trade Tom Brady so Brock Purdy can go to Tampa.
No, stop. I don't want Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy in Tampa. Come on.
Wait, are you...
No,
wait.
Yes.
No, why?
Yes.
Who are we getting in return?
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Tom Brady for Brock Purdy.
Why the fuck would I want Tom Brady when I got big cock Brock?
Alex,
your third string quarterback.
That is less outlandish than the stuff that you were just saying.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Are you saying that you would not enjoy the Brock Purdy Mike Evans connection?
No, because he's not on my fucking team.
Good players are only allowed to play for the 49ers.
Facts.
True.
That's why Mahomes is dark. All right, no, I can't
Unless
say
those
Mahomes
players
is
are in the
really
Super
good.
Bowl for the 49ers.
What?
What?
What? Excuse me?
What?
He's saying that players in the Super Bowl for the 49ers aren't good? I wonder what the last decade might evidence that.
Yo, shut the fuck up. Yo, this is some bullshit. Just because we lost to the Joe Flacco Pizza Hut spokesman Ravens and
Pizza Hut
the
spokesman
Kansas
of
City-
Baltimore.
What? No. Yeah, no shit. But like, still a
That's,
spokesperson.
the insult is that he's not even a Pizza Hut spokesman for like the planet or like the U.S. It was for the city.
No, it's actually-
just for Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
like, he's still a Pizza Hut spokesperson. You know.
Do we want to try to bring this back from the depths?
All right, playoffs. Kaz, do you have any other
Playoffs?
Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs.
You know what? I want to try something this week.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
let's try it.
We got 4 people here.
Yes.
Not only do I want to pick winners, I want to pick against the spread on top of that
Okay.
as a
What does that
tiebreaker.
mean? What does that mean?
So you know how like the Chiefs are favored by 8.5 against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
If the Jaguars lose by 8 points or less, they cover the spread.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you could pick the Chiefs to win, but pick the Jags to cover. Or you could
Okay.
pick the Chiefs to win and cover.
Okay.
Okay.
Because with so few games left now, and we've already tied records, Alex, like way too many times, I feel like that would
Yeah.
bring in tiebreakers once the games start to narrow down.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me some bragging rights when I'm more right than you.
You're not gonna be right at all this week. Besides, the Bills and the Niner game you're gonna be right about, but you're not gonna be right about the Eagles or Chiefs game.
Bills are making it that far.
No,
That's what you think?
No, what I'm saying is the Jags. Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday in his life. He's not
So
losing this. He's not losing this
One of
Saturday.
those really dumb stats that has zero meaning.
if Trevor were here, Alex, he would say that.
Bro, he
I
came
should-
back down 27.
I should really stop talking about work now. But yeah, that is a bullshit stat though. I don't care if he's never lost on a Saturday.
No, but it's true, and it's gonna come true again. He's never gonna lose on a Saturday in his life.
Okay. So
That's why it doesn't
clearly,
matter when
yeah.
Sucks that
Clearly-
he's not playing the Super Bowl on a Saturday.
clearly he has the
Yeah,
Jaguars.
exactly. I do have the Jaguars.
I want the Jaguars to win. That doesn't mean that they will actually will win though. I would say Chiefs by 10, to be honest.
All right. May, what you got?
Chiefs are playing who again?
Jags.
At
Trevor
Arrowhead.
Lawrence never lost on a Saturday.
I've always got confused by Vegas and the spread and stuff, but I think they're going to
And
demolish the.
Tell me how many
so,
points you think the Chiefs win by, and that simplifies it.
2 scores.
0. Negative
Okay.
5.
So Chiefs
then
by
they cover.
14.
Negative 5.
Well, even 2 scores is at least 9, which is more than 8.5. So, you know what? I'll do Chiefs over Jags, but I'll have the Jags cover.
Okay.
This playoffs is just so weird so far that, of course, Tom Brady, of all players, is like the only one to get blown out. Well, and the Seahawks by the
And
end of
the
it, but like as far as a
Seahawks,
game that wasn't close at any point. So like, maybe the Jags keep it close. Maybe they even score in garbage time to make it close, like the Giants Cowboys Thanksgiving game. Like the Giants covered that game, but it was only because they scored in garbage time. So you never know. I'll roll with the Chiefs winning, but some playoff weirdness.
I'm not going to do a cover for this one.
All right. Eagles, Giants. I'm going to go with Alex and May first.
I have the Giants over the Eagles, and the Giants obviously cover.
Okay.
Um,
Any reasoning for that?
Fuck the Eagles. They're frauds.
Okay.
Daniel Jones is Timothy. Daniel Jones is him. Jalen Hurts is not him. That's all I'm going to say.
I remember when people were saying that Jalen Hurts should have been MVP over Patrick Mahomes. That was fun.
Bullshit.
He was the favorite up until a little bit before his injury.
I would
But
also like to
Mahomes
say, Oh, sorry.
otherworldly. No.
I would just like to say also, I have not picked against the Giants at all, and it's worked out. So I'm not going to pick against the Giants this week either.
So we'll remember to not pick against them next week then, if they advance.
Well, he also never picks the four. Like he always picks the Giants, and he never picks the Niners.
Yeah. So I'm doing basically the same thing next week if the Niners and Giants play, which they are. It's going to happen.
And that's when his two traditions are gonna come to a head.
Dude, literally my tradition is gonna decide who wins. It's either the Giants have more power or the Niners have more power in this thing.
Hey, who you got?
I apologize in advance, Jack.
Nope, you're fine.
I think the Eagles run up the score by 3 touchdowns.
Ooh,
you mean the
interesting.
Giants run up the score by 3 touchdowns?
No, I don't. I like the Giants in the playoffs when we're not involved because they're spooky. They either win and they go all the way and win the Super Bowl, or they lose in the first round. I think the Giants are going to be spooky this year. I don't know how spooky though.
Well, hold on. No, that's the Giants. The Giants either lose in the first round or they don't. Or
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about with the Eagles. I think I just have this idea. I think the Eagles are just gonna smack them around a little bit.
Whatever. Eagles.
As far as what Alex was saying, the Giants haven't lost or haven't won a playoff game in a year that they did not at least go to the Super Bowl since 1993.
Which is why I'm scared to play them, is because if that continues, we're bust.
It's one of those things where everything's lining up in the way that everyone's like, ooh, history repeats itself, but that's never how it ends up actually working out.
You know what's funny? The same thing happened last year, bro. We played the Lions week 1, the last time we went in the Super Bowl, and then last year we played the Lions week 1 and beat them. And all the Niners fans were like, oh my god, we're going to win the Super Bowl! And when we made the conference championship, and then we lost because of Jaquiski Tartt.
You're talking about running into a highly seeded division rival, not being a favorite, being on the road and all of it, similar records, playing the Vikings. This Eagles game has a lot of parallels to when the 2008 Giants lost to the Eagles, where the Giants then are the Eagles now and the Eagles then are the Giants now. It's, you're going up to face the 1 seed in their stadium a la Lambeau. There are so many things that people are drawing the connections.
Yep.
Where there's no way it actually plays out like that, but it is so fun to just believe.
Yeah. I mean, I believe last year guitar ripped my heart away.
I think I'll cry if the Giants win the Super Bowl.
I cried at the end of the Vikings game.
I didn't cry, but I couldn't stop laughing.
Jack, win or lose, I want a reaction on the channel.
No, I know. The problem is last time you asked me way too long after I'd calmed down and started going back to the film.
I'm going to have my reaction as well.
But you can ask Dalton. He'd confirm that I was crying at my kitchen counter after the game ended.
I want the Giants to go to the Super Bowl to play the Bills, and I want the Bills to win a revenge game.
Dude, why is May...
No, we don't believe in that kind of narrative.
That's decades-old revenge.
I do.
Wait, what happened, May?
He's talking about,
when the Bills lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. When they went one of their 4 Super Bowls.
When Scott Norwood missed the kick.
May, I have a better idea.
Yeah?
Bengals, Niners, or Chiefs, Niners. Niners get revenge on the Chiefs. Bengals get revenge on the Niners for the 80 Super Bowls that they lost.
No, but God hates the Niners. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. Sorry.
No, dog. Okay, well then, how about Bengals, Niners then? How about Bengals, Niners then? Because we beat the Bengals twice in the 80s, and then they're going to get revenge.
Gentlemen, I'm trying to be nice to Alex, to the 2 of you guys by letting you know that God.
Eagles or Giants? Who you got? I'm just gonna let Alex.
Well, so wait, you're asking Alex? You're asking me?
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah. Okay. So, as a Giants fan, there's obviously a convolution here, but it is my opinion though. History says, the Giants have either been in a first round exit, or if they've won, they've gone all the way. Now, I'm not talking about going all the way just for this game in particular. They say that they're frauds. I sort of agree, sort of disagree. I think they're good frauds and not terrible frauds. So it'll probably be
every NFC team is fraudulent in some way.
Right, exactly.
Whoa. You cannot.
What, are you going to back up the Cowboys?
No, I'm saying the Danny Dime-led Giants are not frauds.
They're not frauds for a 9-7-1 team, but they're frauds for a legit contender. I mean that.
For the first year with Brian Dable,
they're the first year of a rebuild.
Yep, Bro, and they're talking Super Bowl. And they're talking Super Bowl.
It's Danny Dimes, you know what I mean? Like, Danny Dimes is going to get a $200 million contract.
It is insane that we're in this position.
Okay.
And it's awesome.
Yes.
But I also can't sit here and act like this team is as legit as, the Chiefs.
Okay, question. How is it a rebuild?
What?
How is it a rebuild when you guys are when you made the playoffs and you're not going to have optimal draft position next year if you're rebuilding?
They cut about half the NFL caliber players on the roster.
Kenny Galladay is done.
They haven't cut him yet, just because it would have been more.
He will be.
Yeah, he will be.
No, Kenny Galladay is an up and coming star. He's only 21. Give him some time.
Shut up. Put him in red and gold.
They cut Bradbury, Logan Ryan, Blake Martinez. They restructured Sterling Shepard. They did everything they could to get all of the cap stuff out of the way this year, to kind of reset it into next year. This is a talentless roster.
Yes.
Obviously, they've played very well, but as far as ways to track wins above replacement, even though that's kind of an underdeveloped stat in football, they're the second worst roster to the Texans if you take the quarterback out of the equation. This team, going in, the expectations were 7 wins tops, right?
I said 6 wins, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about what I saw from people. I said 4. Because I was just so used to being burned every year, having some sort of hope.
Same.
Never progressing. But this is way better than the roster should be, than anyone thought they would be. The approach going in was to reset and rebuild, and that next year would be where we saw improvement. And here we are.
To answer the question, though, I want to say Giants by 3. But I also want to say Giants by 7, so I'll just say Giants by 5.
Well, the Eagles are favored by 7.5, so if we're just doing cover and not cover, then Giants winning is the Giants covering anyway.
Can this count as my Shanahan?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a testament to Brian Dable that they're in this far in the playoffs with the worst roster anybody has seen to man. There's just no talent on there. And Isaiah Hodgins, practice squad pickup, is a wide receiver 1 for them.
Yeah, waiver claim. And for half the season, they were missing the only talented players they had. Xavier McKinney and Adoree Jackson has been out for a lot of time.
Sterling Shepard, that broke my heart.
Yeah, I hate it for him. Every year, it's the same thing. And there's always hope that sometime he'll be able to stick around, because he's such a giant.
Yeah.
Yes, you in the back.
What would you like? What do you think of Brandon Ayuk?
I would trade a first for him. I don't know if that's unpopular.
Anything else? Maybe a second or third? A first and a third? A first and a second? Maybe?
If it's this offseason, maybe a first and a comp third. But if it's next offseason, definitely not. The only draw there being that this offseason he has 2 more years under contract before you have
the TJ Hawkinson trade.
Oh, we can re-sign him? What the fuck? Well, maybe.
Well, no, because remember, next year he's still in his rookie deal. The year after, he's got the 5th-year option. That's going to be $14 million, I think it was, something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it's in the double digits.
I will be officially a Giants fan if he gets traded.
Under contract, but it's expensive for the Niners cap situation at the current moment.
True.
I
remember people were talking about them supposedly going to be trading for Jerry Jeudy, but that never happened. And everybody thought, okay, yeah, we're just going to not make the playoffs this year. But that ended up being a lie.
And at some point, it's the same thing they did in Buffalo, the first year there where they started to turn it around. They made the playoffs. They were a worse team and an early exit, but they were actively selling players off while they were winning. Here, obviously, Tony left for non-talent reasons, but you knew with the way they approached the cap stuff and all of that they weren't gonna mortgage the future for this year. This was never gonna be an all-in year.
Yeah.
And also Judy played better down the stretch, but look at Judy, look at Claypool, look at Cooks.
Oh my God, Claypool.
Anyone that the Giants were talking about trading for, and Hodgins has outplayed all of them?
All of them. Yep. Insane.
So I'd much rather have Ayuk wasn't talked about then. Ayuk is talked about this offseason at the earliest. Because why would the Niners ship away a piece in the middle of the season when they're shooting for a Super Bowl? But, I'd much rather have a second rounder and Hodgins than have, Brandon Cooks right now.
Yeah.
Which might be dumb, but that's... All right, Sorry, yeah?
I just wanted Quentin Johnson.
That's honestly...
Who?
That doesn't feel like a Belichick guy, but boy, would he be nice.
Yeah, I've seen his game
Quentin
film.
Johnson?
He's the
receiver.
The new receiver in the draft. I think he's the highest rated receiver in the draft.
He's the receiver from TCU.
How do you
ECU. That guy.
Yeah, he's tall and scary fast, right?
Doug, we're actually getting to the draft class that I was born in. This is quite scary. I've amounted to nothing in life, and these people are going to make millions of dollars.
Well, we all did. We're talking about these guys, and they're more successful than us.
I'm playing Lego Star Wars eating Chex Mix, dude. I'm not going to amount to anything.
What?
That's the life, personally.
Maze made it. I haven't.
I'm playing Lego Star Wars and eating Chex Mix. I'm not going to amount to anything.
But anyway, I got, as per tradition, I got the Eagles. I'll say I got the Eagles covering, because this is just another one of those games where if I picked the Giants, it when I wrote down Giants, it gave me a bad feeling. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where obviously I am still pulling for them to win. It's not like I'm rooting for the Eagles over them. That would never be the case. And obviously it was the same thing with the Vikings, and we saw how that worked out. But gun to my head, I think the Eagles do win. And I think they probably end up covering. Although Week 18 did happen. Kenny Golladay did obliterate Darius Slay, and Davis Webb trucked the man.
Mossed him. Nutsack on his head. All right.
Well, he caught it with his nutsack.
Yeah.
This is true.
That game could have easily gone to overtime if the Giants weren't screwing around the whole time. If you don't have the fake field goal and the onside kick, that's a tie game.
I do have a question for everyone when we're done. I have a new bit I wanted to do with you guys.
Okay.
And you guys just...
What?
Okay, no, you go first, and then I'll do my thing.
Yeah, let's get through these final
Just got the next two games.
Bills, Bengals. I have the
Who you got?
Bills, but I think the Bengals will cover.
So the spread for that one is the Bills by 5.5.
Oh yeah, Bengals are covering that shit.
So that means the Bengals lose by 5 or less.
Yeah, that's 100%.
All right. May, who you got?
The Bills, it's going to be close. They're going to win by a field goal, by 3 points.
All right, Cass?
I have Bengals winning that one.
All right.
I'll say by 7.
All right, so the Bills covered.
No, Bengals.
What? No. Wait,
if Bengals win.
Bengals by 7?
Yeah.
Wait, did you say the Bengals are going to win or the Bills are going to win, Kaz?
The Bengals.
Yeah.
You said they're going to win or the Bills are going to win?
Yeah, the Bengals are going to win. How many times did you got to say it?
Oh. Interesting.
I want to see him run it back so much.
It would be cool. I am going to keep picking the Bills for it's the kind of thing where it's almost too perfect of a story for them to continue to the Super Bowl with all of the Hamlin stuff and the neutral site game being a possibility that
You're talking about narrative, okay.
Well, the NFL likes themselves a narrative.
The NFL script writers are working overtime. They are working tirelessly right now.
Hey, they really tried to write in a Vikings win at the end there.
Bro, that roughing the passer call was fucking bullshit.
That was bad, man. And that's not even the worst one on deck this year. You remember the one finger one?
Yeah. That was
oh boy. But I got the Bills. I do think that the Bengals are going to cover as well.
Does that count Dooku?
Which means that we are unanimous in the Bengals covering. Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills have... They did play the Dolphins close, obviously, but to me, they just have that sort of team of destiny energy where I don't think they lose at least until the championship game.
Yes.
All right. Alex, tell me why the Cowboys are going to blow out the Niners by like 50 points.
No, not that.
The spread for that game, by the way, is San Francisco by 4.
The Cowboys over the Niners cover.
All right. May?
It's contradicting, but you guys know I'm not going to... Yeah.
In my heart and soul,
Jack knows.
I want the Niners to beat the ever-living Christ out of the Cowboys.
As you should.
For our boss's sake, May, I hope so too.
All right. Who you got? Did I miss it?
That's Niners
for me. No, Niners.
Niners and who covers?
Niners.
I say Niners cover.
All right. So Niners by at least 4. I've got the Niners winning. And I also am going to say that the Niners cover, even if it's late in the game and they just like go up by like 5 or something. But it would just be too perfect to watch the Cowboys get pantsed.
Dude, my boss isn't going to hear the fucking end of it.
Come on, it's the Cowboys. Who doesn't want to see that?
Bro, Kaz knows my boss has been talking the utmost shit, and he's like, I love my boss so much, he's awesome, but like, my boss is like, I just want to see the Niners lose. Like, that's all I want. I don't care if the Cowboys win. I just want to see the Niners lose. And I'm like...
You'll have to wait till next week.
No, stop. You're going to have to wait till next year.
New York Football Giants,
You're going to have to wait till next year, hopefully.
Imagine him rooting for the Giants out of hatred for the Niners.
Dude, he's gonna, I swear
that would be something, man. Cowboys fans are something else.
They're fucking delusional. They're gonna beat us in 10 years.
You saw what they did last year when the Niners
This year's our year. This is different. These are last year's Cowboys.
Now, let it be on record, though, that I actually am worried about the Cowboys. If they get past the Niners, I don't want to play them in the championship.
Well, they're the worst matchup for the Giants.
Also, the Cowboys played an awful Bucs offense and defense, and they're playing the number 4 offense with the number 1 defense.
I mean, the Cowboys also...
have a good defense, but I don't care.
They had some games where they sucked this year, but they also had some very impressive games. And if that team's clicking, I don't know if anyone beats them if they're at full speed. The problem is, it's the Cowboys. Will they be in full speed in the playoffs?
No. Hell no. Not versus a competent team.
Stephen A. Smith is going to sacrifice a baby lamb, and they're going to get blown the fuck out.
Dallas signed another kicker as insurance. And to the practice squad. So they're evaluating Maher in practice on Thursday and Friday, and then they're gonna make the call on which kicker is kicking for them.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
The thing about this Cowboys team, though, is that normally you have to deal with them when they just won the division, but they're a wild card team. And I saw that stat saying, like, for the first time since 1992, they won an away game as a wild card team. So, to me, that says that they might be different. Like, I know they say every year it's our year.
They just played an awful Bucs team.
Every time.
Well, yes, but though, if you look at the teams they beat this year, it includes the Bengals, it includes blowing out the bad teams and blowing out the Vikings. I mean, there was the close win against the Texans.
And they did lose to the Packers.
And the Packers beat them.
They did do that. They did also lose to the Jaguars, and they lost to the Commanders.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
But as far as, like, on their game, they're as good as anyone.
And by the way, they were losing to the Texans for a good chunk of that game.
They were.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
So
that was almost incredible.
I would have cried my pants laughing. Wait.
But also, in as much as you're talking about the Cowboys, whatever, you are also rooting for a 49ers team that lost to the Bears and the Falcons, that
Brother,
won one more game than the Cowboys in a considerably worse division.
Hold on. That was in the beginning of the year. That was before Big Cock Brock took over the reins and.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, Brock Purdy he's not that good.
He's
good enough to win.
Why do you display the Niners quarterbacks when they play good?
Purdy is a product of an excellent system.
Because
but if you put Daniel Jones in the Niners system, I don't know if he does. He's gonna do good. Does. He's gonna do good, but how good? We will never know unless the Niners.
Yeah, we won't know because they're not going to invest that much into a quarterback because they don't need to. They can put a 7th rounder in there. They can put Jimmy Garoppolo in there, and they're going to work out just fine.
Garoppolo is a mediocre. He's not bottom half. He's a mediocre quarterback. What is going on?
Man, what are you trying to do exactly?
Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo is bottom half.
Figure out how to go to the
next bottom half means 17. Mediocre is still potentially bottom half.
Yeah,
bottom half means 17th on.
I could name.
I didn't say bottom 10.
You know what? No, hold up. Remember that list I made? Of the
best where you put Jimmy Garoppolo as the best quarterback in football?
Yeah, you know who actually is better than Jimmy Garoppolo? There's only one human in this world that's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Do you know who that is?
Daniel Jones.
No, it's actually Daniel Jones' backup for last year.
Mitch Trubisky?
No.
Jake Fromm?
No.
Jake Fromm.
Daddy Longneck. Or maybe it was 2 years ago. Daddy Longneck.
Mike Glennon.
No, it was last year. It was Glennon and Fromm.
It's fucking Glennon, baby.
I mean,
the Glennon
Alex,
show.
on that same list, Garoppolo ended up at 25th on that same list of, when I did it. You know how I feel about Garoppolo.
Yeah, I know how you feel about Garoppolo. That's just not... He's not bottom 7. No.
He's good enough to run that offense, but many quarterbacks are.
Okay, let's just listen. Let's all just take a breather, stop arguing, look at a poster of Mac Jones, and just.
I agree.
All right. Yo, hold on.
You don't.
If you said
if the Niners drafted Mac Jones, they might have gone undefeated this year.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we'll never know.
No, they wouldn't have.
I guess we'll never know.
He is the perfect. Yeah, we will never know. But he is the perfect fit for that system, and he has played considerably better than obviously Lance in limited action than Purdy has, as far as on an individual level. To me,
this season. No,
probably not this season on a pure number basis.
Here's the thing though, because they did have. I will. Yeah, the Patriots sucked ass, but mostly because of Matt Patricia. But I'm still gonna take the win over Matt Patricia.
If we had a competent offense, middle of the pack, middle of the, I'm talking let's say 16, half.
You're not gonna win this, dude. You're not gonna win this. You're gonna die.
I'm just saying. Oh shit.
It's Matt.
I thought he was talking about the argument. I was like,
no. My thing. Oh fuck. My thing is if we had a middle of the pack offense, we would get blown the fuck out by someone in the playoffs, so we would make it. We would get blown out by Josh Allen. That's the thing.
Mac Jones played well this year, and I was pretty consistent in saying that. Everyone else on that offense took a huge step backwards, and obviously the play calling did as well. Yeah, but I've been consistent. I mean, May, you know this. I've been consistent in saying that Mac Jones is playing way better than people give him credit for.
I think, in my honest opinion, watching it, I think Mac Jones played average throughout the season, but I think he was also helped by Ramondre Stevenson. He was hindered by Kendrick Bourne talking shit to Matt Patricia.
He was also hindered by his entire offensive line.
I know, but the thing is, he only had Jacoby Meyer. Nelson Aguilar is a bum, all right, and so Tyquan Thornton.
Fortunately,
Tyquan Thornton's rookie season that we drafted, he had a catch and I think a touchdown this season, and so he was kind of just there. Nelson's a bum. KB got benched for 3/4 of the season because when Matt Patricia opening season, he had an argument with Matt Patricia saying that our offense isn't designed for an air raid sort of offense that Matt Patricia was implementing, trying to copy someone else in the league, and he was benched for 15 games, and so Mac had Jacoby, Tyquan, and then he got injured, and then Tyquan came back. So two receiving. I can't think of.
And when you have Patricia calling plays on top of all of that, that's icing on the cake. But also, I'm not saying that Mac Jones is top 10 or even necessarily top 15. I'm just saying that he's enough better than anyone the Niners have played at quarterback that they would have been better enough because the games they lost, in large part, the offense didn't show up as much as it needed to.
I think the argument made about Mac during the draft still applies to this day. I could be incorrect, and he can improve. But the argument is always made that out of all the quarterbacks, he had the highest floor, lowest ceiling.
Yeah, lowest
but
that's
theoretically, he could get better. Was what I'm going to argue, and hopefully he does. And I pray that he does because I want Mac to be our guy.
Well, I mean, and he's white, so it's always the term, but he is sneaky athletic. Like, he can run better than people give him credit for. May, you agree?
Yeah. I'm white. I'm an athlete. That's a joke.
You know who else is sneaky athletic?
If you're going to say Brock Purdy, it's not nearly to the same extent.
I mean, Brock Purdy is probably more flat athletic than...
Listen, Bailey Zappe's the most handsome quarterback in the entire NFL. Okay?
No.
Bro, yes. Bro, are we fucking... Are you Bro, I'm dead serious.
The lightning bolt Bailey Zappe himself.
On a real note, though, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, go watch Mac Jones. He is actually a threat on the ground.
Have you seen what a fucking... Oh, my God. Have you seen what Brock Purdy's done in the podcast?
I have watched the majority of Brock Purdy this year. You know this.
Have you? Because it doesn't seem like you do!
No, I think that you're dick sucking right now is what I think you're doing.
No, I'm not. How the fuck am I dick? Dude, Brock Purdy is more athletic than Mac Jones. That is a fact. That is a straight up fact.
No.
Yes.
No.
He can escape better. He has well, I don't know, escape better, but he's faster than them. Is that not?
That's athletic? Not true. He is not faster than him. He is not faster than Mac Jones. Not at least on a field. At least as far as like how he plays versus other people. Mac Jones is a threat on the ground.
No. Like Daniel Jones threat, or like what are we talking about?
Daniel
threat?
Jones
like,
is one of the better running quarterbacks.
Define a threat.
He's not a Daniel Jones.
I don't think he's a threat at all. Maybe he could break a tackle or two, but I don't think he's a full.
You don't
threat.
think Mac Jones is anything? You have hated him since the day he's been drafted because
Mac Jones is a mediocre quarterback, and that is all he is to me. A mediocre quarterback. He can if the Patriots have the roster, they can win
after this.
Him, yes, but
after this,
what's up?
Go watch even if it's Mac Jones highlights. Because the thing is, you hear about him and you think, okay, you know, white guy, whatever, game manager, he can run more than people give him credit for. He also
I'm the guy playing a video game, and you're the guy arguing for Mac Jones. So you know what, Jack? I'm gonna buy you a beer. Thank you.
I don't think Mac Jones is particularly great. I just think that he is better than the Niners quarterbacks, except maybe Trey Lance, because we genuinely do not know and cannot know.
Oh no! Hold the fuck up! Oh my god! Okay. This is the first time I've ever heard Jack say that. We don't know enough. I have heard Jack and May shit on him.
Well, I shit on him because in 2 seasons.
I shit on him because he's Rob Schneider in a baseball movie. He's a fucking bench warmer. Okay.
Availability is your best ability. We can't know how good he actually is on a field, but we can know that he hasn't played in 2 years.
Bro, the one highlight I see of him running is him running 65 yards downfield and hitting the worst gritty I've ever seen.
That's the Pro Bowl. That's not serious.
It's just funny. It's just funny to watch.
Pro Bowl. I really do.
It's just funny to watch. Like, they don't even try to tackle it. It's fucking hilarious.
They switched to the skills thing. I might actually watch that for once.
It's the popularity bowl.
Yeah,
it is though. The Pro Bowl is not.
I hate using Pro Bowls as a measure of like player success.
Yeah, I
get happy when my players get
Yeah.
promoted. I get happy when players get honored, but like,
vote the most.
Yeah, and they also did like double and triple voting this year, which is fucking stupid. But
yeah,
like the
like
NBA
when you talk
did
about
that
someone
once.
being an all great, you don't talk about if they made the Pro Bowl or not. Like Eli made the Pro Bowl 4 times. I don't mention that.
Hey, Kaz, you know who has an All-Pro this season? The first team All-Pro?
What?
Talanoa Hufanga D's nuts.
The least deserving first team All-Pro, I think we can agree on.
Yeah, Andrew Thomas belonged on there so much.
Well, no. It is Trent
Williams. It is Trent.
So,
it is Trent.
Andrew Thomas showed a better body of work this season. But Trent Williams, it's the kind of thing where even if it's by name alone, he kind of deserves the award. But Trent Williams also played at a Trent Williams level this year. The knock on him is that he missed time. Andrew Thomas played injured and played sick, but he still played and played at a high level and didn't miss time. And he was about at Trent Williams' level, right? So, like, I would argue he definitely deserved it, but you can't say Trent Williams didn't. It's like actually, a 1A1.
We never talked about all-pro teams, so let's just talk about it real quick.
Oh, boy.
Let's just talk about it. So, quarterback on first team is Patrick Mahomes. That makes sense.
Easy. The one person that didn't vote for them, I have questions.
Yeah, they're fucking morons. The running back on first team is Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
Okay.
Fine.
I would say but on a pure production standpoint, I don't know if he ever got injured, but he had the most rushing yards in the league this year.
Yeah, he had yards. Chubb was like better though.
Yeah, but
like Josh Jacobs, I understand.
It doesn't. They're interchangeable at this point. Yeah. Tight end Travis Kelce, that makes sense. Kittle was only really used in complete deserved. I would say that if Kittle had the year, this is most likely isn't sustainable. If Kittle had the end of the season,
Hawkinson's more deserving.
Yeah, well, if Kittle was used as a receiver, sure.
If he was used as a receiver,
the reality is he wasn't.
He wasn't,
and he was lucky to get
exactly.
Team.
No, hold up. I'm not. Let me speak. Yeah. Hold the fuck. I'm saying that
Travis Kelce
completely deserved it. But if I would just Kittle, I'm pretty sure got second team, so I'm okay with Kittle. Yeah, Kittle got second team.
I'm not sure why he got second team, to be perfectly honest. But it is a weak field.
Because he had that like 5-game stretch where he had like 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
That's not really deserving.
Deserved it more, in my opinion.
At least it's a weak field. But
I mean, let me check George.
Yeah, can we keep going over first team?
Yeah.
Receivers were Jefferson, Hill, and Adams.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I don't have any issues with that.
Yeah, that's a fine wide receiver list.
And then the line, you've got Trent Williams, Lane Johnson. This, for some reason, goes tackles, guards, center. So Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, Joel Bitonio, Zach Martin, and Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce is a pure name.
Yeah, that's on name.
Yeah.
He probably deserves second team, but Creed Humphrey definitely deserved the first team nod.
Creed Humphrey, I wanted the Giants to get him so much, but then they didn't.
I'm gonna move to my phone so I can make food while I talk to y'all.
All right. It's on the defense. It's Bosa and Parsons. Duh.
That's fine. I mean, that makes sense.
Like, the thing is, if you're talking about like on a pure like not sack numbers, but as far as like per play like disruption basis, Garrett has an argument. But you know, Bosa and Parsons are the easiest picks.
They've been playing out of their minds pretty much. I mean, Parsons not so much. The last 6 weeks, Parsons was kind of cold, but majority of he had like 1.5 sacks the last 6 weeks.
No, number of sacks and amount of havoc caused is still a different measure. But
true. Yeah. But I'm saying like numbers, like pure number wise, not like advanced statistics. Parsons was a little off, but advanced statistics probably showed he was still just as good. Nick Bosa, I do think deserved it, but I am also a biased Niners fan, so whatever.
I think any combination of Garrett, Bosa, and Parsons, like one of those guys has to be second team, and I'm fine with the choice. Well, Crosby, I don't think was quite at those first 3 months level.
No. Sorry, never mind. I was thinking of the PFF rankings, and I thought Crosby was in the first team.
It was Garrett, Bosa.
It was Garrett and Parsons, and then Crosby and Bosa. That makes sense. Okay, yeah.
And even they said it was basically a tie between the 3, and they were fine with any order of them.
Yeah.
The interior lineman
is Chris Jones and Quinnen Williams.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
Quinnen Williams had a great season, but Dexter Lawrence had a better one.
Are you okay with Chris Jones, though?
Yeah, Chris Jones absolutely.
Okay, so
Chris Jones probably
Dexter over Quinnen.
As far as like interior linemen as a blanket group, Chris Jones probably had a better season. What makes Dexter Lawrence's season so impressive is he did it as a pure nose tackle.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
And Quinnen Williams is very good.
Yeah,
Dexter Lawrence was just better this year. Like that is.
Yeah. Oh, I thought.
Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Matt Milano, all deserved. I have no issues.
Yeah, Fred Warner is basically the glue to our linebacker core, like 100%, which I love Fred Warner so much.
Anyway, Sauce and Surtain.
Our Sauce, Gardner, and Surtain deserved. I mean, they're basically the 2 best corners in the league, so.
How well did James Bradbury do this year?
He got second team, but
he's a good number 2, but Darius Slay deserved it over him.
Yeah, but we can get to that. I have no idea why Bradbury got.
I think it's name value, because not totally name value, but like I feel like because that James Bradbury was in New York City, like in New York, he had a little bit more name value.
The Giants don't get that as much as other New York teams would.
Because I feel like because
James Bradbury didn't really get respect until he went to Philly,
okay.
Which sucks.
Yeah, that's how it happens with a lot of Giants players, right? Like Kadarius Toney plays the exact same in Kansas City as he did with New York, except they drop a few more plays for him per game. But it's still all gadget plays designed exclusively for him. And suddenly he's like looking great in Kansas City and showing things he never showed in New York or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same for him.
Fucked. It's the same.
He's doing the same shit. But in new place, clearly it's grass is greener or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Safeties were
Micah and Talanoa Hufanga. Hufanga, I think, is good, but I don't think he deserved any All-Pro team.
Yeah,
only because he had an extremely bad at the end of the season. He had the worst stretch. I mean,
for the majority of the season.
All right.
Well, no, for the beginning of the season, he was actually very good.
For the beginning of the season, yes. I'm talking majority, over.
Oh yeah. I would say it was like a 6. Yeah, I would say 6 to 8 games. Yeah, it was like 6 to 8 games. He had a terrible stretch.
Yeah.
But he has a bright future. That's what I'm saying. He's a very
even
bright
early
future.
year, he was a ball hawk. He was a box guy. He was always going to be a bit of a liability in coverage. He's not one of those guys that can blanket anyone.
He's also he also bites a lot. He bites a shit ton on routes.
Well, that's part of being ball hawk. That's I mean, I know you love Trayvon Diggs, but that's how some guys play defense.
What's so love about Trayvon Diggs?
No, it's a joke. He hates him.
I fucking hate Trayvon. He did not deserve an All-Pro team last year. Interceptions suck my dick. Daniel.
The reality is, even though Diggs got burned a lot last year, he still, on a value basis, was very valuable to the Cowboys because of all those turnovers. I understand that it rubs you the wrong way.
He's feast or famine.
Yeah,
Trayvon.
he is. But he plays like that intentionally.
Here's the thing. He tried to fix it. He didn't play as much of a ball hawk this season, and he still got fucking torched.
Well, less, but yeah.
He got torched less, but he still got torched like a motherfucker.
Well, you also think that Ramsey was awful this year, so I
feel like Ramsey was awful because every time I saw him, he was getting torched by a receiver. But
that's because that's the only time you watch the Rams.
Oh, no,
this is true. Other than when we play them, Daniel Carson deserving.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other person that you could put there is Justin Tucker, and Justin Tucker had a down year, so.
Yeah, that's fine. Tommy Townsend, I actually have an issue with. Stonehouse was better for punter.
Yep, yeah. You made that point to me when we were just talking normally. Keyshawn Nixon, Keyshawn.
I was gonna
100% deserve.
I was gonna say news. The Pats are interviewing Adrian Clem as part of their offensive coordinator search. He's the associate head coach and the run coordinator at Oregon.
Oh boy,
that's interesting.
Oh.
Looking at college coaches too.
So I'm thinking that Bill O'Brien might be looking for a head coaching spot. I don't think he's going to come to any, so I think he's going to...
Can I interest you in a Matt Canada?
Because
hey, if you want a college coordinator.
Once again, coaches come in and out of the league, and people go, "Oh, well, maybe he's on his second shot," and
May I interest you in a so-called Jason Garrett?
No, I don't want clapping my hands between Downs McGee.
Marcus Jones for the Patriots was the punt returner. Jeremy Reeves was the gunner, and Andrew D. Paola, the Minnesota long snapper, was the long snapper. That's the first team.
I don't really. Yeah.
I can't sit here and pretend I have an evaluation of special teamers and long snappers.
I really don't. I mean, the only one I have an observation for is Carlson, and then obviously Townsend because Stonehouse, because you linked me that.
Second
quarterback
team.
Jalen Hurts deserving. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I think Allen
Year,
is
yeah.
better
The only
over
other
the
person-
season, but
the only other person you
Josh
put
Allen.
there is like Joe Burrow.
I think Allen.
Or Allen.
Allen has,
Josh
Allen has a case. Yeah,
He
he had a good season. He finished as like even though he had a couple off games, he still finished as in a lot of ways second best to Mahomes.
That's true. I mean, I would. Yeah, I mean, it's toss up between Allen, Burrow, and Hurts, so I don't really care.
I'd give it to Allen, but I don't know, man.
Look at Joe Burrow,
Got
too.
Tony Rocket arm.
second team.
He should have had first, but yeah.
Yeah. Kittle got second as well. I
mean,
can't
who else
complain,
would
but
who else would you pick? Like, I don't think he was crazy deserving, but like Andrews was hurt this year.
yeah.
Who else?
Hawkinson. That's
Yeah,
No,
But
I mean, kind of.
even
He had
still-
more yards, but he didn't have more touchdowns.
he like that half of the season in Detroit wasn't great for him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, along with Jefferson, he was their threat to handle with.
Yeah, because when they
But he
played the
also-
Giants, he went off.
I mean, he killed the Giants both times, but the Giants linebackers are gonna allow that 10 times out of 10. But yeah, no, he was definitely a good pickup for the Vikings, and he turned it on in the second half of the season for them.
Wide receivers: AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb. The only issue is I would have Kenny Galladay over CeeDee Lamb.
I agree. Actually, Kenny Galladay should be first team.
Yeah, fucking Kenny Galladay over fucking Devonta Adams. Fuck it.
Absolutely.
Honest answer, I think I would give it to AJ, but I think Stephon is going to take it.
Well, no, that's all of the second
that's
team
all. That's all the
guys.
second team All Pro.
Those are the guys who made it.
Yeah, those are the guys who made it.
And then it's Andrew Thomas, Tristan Wirfs, Joe Thuney.
Thuney, whatever it is. Chris
Chris
Lindstrom,
Lindstrom.
and Creed Humphrey, who should have deserved first.
Wait, did who got? What was the wide receivers for first team?
Devontae, Tyreek, and Jefferson.
Jefferson.
What about T. Higgins?
He was
T. Higgins,
He was
actually.
good, but he wasn't.
he was probably like a close-ish miss, but I don't think he was.
Damn, I like T. Higgins.
Let me check if
I love the fact though that AJ Brown's on this list because, to be completely honest, man, AJ Brown was probably like, of all receiving threats, he was top 5 this year, maybe even top 3.
Oh, easily. Especially in the
Maybe.
first part of the season. I mean, he started off on a tear.
Yeah, so CD got 300 more yards and like 2 more touchdowns than T. Higgins on the season.
Edge rushers for second team are Myles Garrett and Hassan Reddick. I like that. The thing with Reddick is he kept getting to the quarterback, but he didn't get sacks.
Yeah.
Like, he's way up there on like every defensive line metric except for sacks.
He got hella unlucky. I mean, here's the thing. He was up there in sacks for like the first little bit of the year, and then he stopped getting sacked because he got extremely unlucky.
I mean, part of it too is the rest of that defensive line is really good. That Eagles team finished with 70 sacks, which is a lot. I mean, they had a shot at the record, like the team record for sacks in a year.
Who holds the team record?
I honestly don't know. Presumably the Bears. The 86 Bears or something.
What about the 2000 Ravens?
Yeah, Chicago Bears 1984.
84. I don't know why I said 86.
They had 70.
Jesus.
You were thinking of the 85 Bears. You were thinking of the 85 Bears.
No, I was thinking of 84. I just said 86 because I had Lawrence Taylor in my head. I was thinking about sacks. You know, there's only one place I go.
Oh, yeah. Jack loves a nice big fat sack.
Okay, anyway.
The Eagles, were two. Hold up. The Eagles were 2 off from tying, 3 from winning, from beating it.
And Hassan Reddick gets there on a lot of plays, but just doesn't convert. And part of that's on him, and part of that's his teammates, and part of that's just luck.
Yeah.
But he had a monster year. Dexter Lawrence got his nod on the second team.
Yep. Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah.
Wagner, Mosley, and Demario Davis, they're all deserving. I think Wagner honestly has an argument for first team, but I can't complain about the way it shook out.
Who would you put him in first team over? Fred, Milano, or Roquan?
I think Roquan, just because his time with the Bears, I mean, obviously he was still Roquan Smith, but he definitely, like, I don't know. Bobby Wagner is still Bobby Wagner, even if it's for, you know, the double-digit loss Rams.
Yeah, that's true. He was a bright spot on a bad team. Corners, Jair and James Bradbury.
Very well deserving for Bradbury. Actually, where is Slay?
No,
Bradbury
Slay.
deserves it. I think Bradbury deserves one in his career. I just don't know why he's on it this year.
If they had a third team, he'd be on third team, but Darius Slay should have gotten it over him.
Here's the thing about Darius Slay, though. He is, and probably will be, the only corner in history that got scored on by Giants Kenny Golladay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a terrible stat.
And he got, I mean, you saw his post after it. Right after the game, he ran
was
into
an
the locker room.
insane touchdown.
Thank you for giving us James Bradbury. Right after. Clearly something got to him. I don't know why he ran to Twitter right after the game to pull up something, unrelated.
Oh, yeah, it was living rent-free in his head, no doubt.
So funny. You played a close game against the Giants, third stringers.
Yeah.
And you come out, clearly upset? What? I would think, you just clinch the 1 seed. Have some ounce of, mental toughness there.
Yeah, he thought that he was done getting scored on by Kenny Golladay after they both left the North, but then they both went to the same division. And then it just keeps on happening.
Yeah, they
were teammates. Never mind.
Teammates.
Yeah. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Safeties, Derwin James, Justin Simmons. I don't have an issue with it. Yeah. I mean, Derwin's basically going to always be up there when he's healthy, so that makes sense.
I mean, we thought Jamal Adams would always be up there for a bit.
That's true, though. But he's been injured, recently, so...
Well, he also became a box guy.
That's also true.
James hasn't yet, but there's always a chance that safety is just... Every now and then, a safety just falls off.
But the thing about Adams, though, is, he was good at pass rushing and box things. He wasn't...
Well, he was also good at coverage with the Jets.
Was he? With the Jets. I don't know about the Seahawks, though. He wasn't...
I'm saying, when he was with the Jets, people thought that he would be penciled in as an all-pro every year, always.
That's true. But, I mean, he went to the Seahawks, who, I don't know.
The Seahawks gave a lot for him.
Yeah.
But they certainly tried to use him.
They tried to, but they had him pass rushing more times than not. It's
But still, when they used him in coverage, it didn't work out. That's why they didn't do it as much.
That's true. He did get twitched.
Really Tucker is the kicker.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have a question. So you know what happened to Nnamdi Asoma when he went from the Raiders to the Eagles? He completely sucked dick.
Sure.
Because of the scheming, because he went from man in the Raiders to zone in the Eagles. Do you think that happened to Jamal Adams? The scheming kind of fucked it.
I don't think that would happen for a safety as much, because the skills are pretty transferable. Because for a safety, I mean, you're going to be asked to play man on running backs or tight ends, but for the most part, your coverage responsibilities are zone.
Okay.
For corners, that is a very real thing, though. Josh Norman went from a zone scheme to a man scheme in Washington. You saw what happened with him.
He also went back to a zone scheme with the Niners and sucked.
Well, it had also been a while at that point. He was old for a corner.
He was old. That is true.
But yeah, Tucker got the automatic all-pro spot for him. He's Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker's my dad.
He's all of our dads.
True.
System kicker.
System.
Game-winning snap. Game-winning goal.
Would you put it number 2?
System kick. No, I was mocking a thing that he said. After hitting a game-winning field goal, he goes, "No, I'm just a system kicker. It was a game-winning snap.
What is a system kicker exactly?"
Did we go over punter? Ryan Stonehouse deserved first.
Stonehouse should have been first. He's so good at punting the football, which he did a lot with the Titans.
Yeah. Kene Nakwangwu deserved. I mean, the only other person you could put there is Cordero.
I think Cordero should have a spot for the same reason that Tucker has a spot. If you ask me. At kick returner?
Because he's dominant?
Because he's the best kick returner of all time. Kick returner specifically.
Kick returner specifically, not all-time returner.
Not all returner. Obviously,
Devin Hester's all returner.
I am shaking my Devin Hester blood. I swear to God.
No, but Devin Hester is ridiculously good.
Yeah,
Cordero's kick returning gets forgotten about, even though he's still playing.
Yeah, Cordero is a god at kick returns. Man, you should know. He returned the opening kickoff versus the Saints when he was on the Patriots.
I know, but I respect Devin Hester and what he brought to the game.
Oh,
Yeah, but you can respect
absolutely.
Devin Hester as the best returner ever, but you can respect Cordell Patterson as the best kick returner.
Anyway, Khalif Raymond was the punt returner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Former Giants legend. Remember him?
Yep.
Yes, you remember him. Did we lose him?
Remember who?
Khalif Raymond.
Oh my God, him?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a second team All-Pro with the Lions.
Good old back too.
Didn't we cut him loose because he couldn't catch a punt for his life?
Yes.
Like, didn't he keep muffing?
That sounds familiar to me. Yep.
What a guy.
It was probably that.
What is with you and your people like fucking up punts? First it was Khalif Raymond.
All I know is
then
Thomas
it's
McGahee is a
James.
very well-respected coordinator.
Also, I just want to point out, Richie James fielded the punt last game and didn't fumble it.
I know. I was laughing about that.
It was actually, dude, I was laughing too.
It scared me for a second.
Bro, I screamed when he returned the punt. I'm like, Richie didn't muff it! Richie didn't muff it!
Richie James was with the Niners.
Hey, Jack.
What?
Yeah,
no,
what?
Richie James didn't really muff punts with the Niners. He only
When you
muffed
think of
punts with the
Deshaun
Giants.
Jackson returning a kick,
Shut up.
do you get scared?
Shut up.
I remember that.
When you think of Deshaun Jackson dropping a ball and continue to run with it.
What do you think of when you hear oh fuck, what was the fucking shit? I don't remember. I was gonna make another joke about the game. There's no way they lose this one. Touchdown, Kevin Boss. There's no way they blow this lead, and then they proceeded to blow it. All right,
Anyway, San Francisco got George Odom as a second-team All-Pro special teamer.
Yeah.
Baltimore's long snapper. Hey, look, maybe Tucker was
Long
right. Maybe
snapper,
he is
yeah,
a kicker.
system kicker. Yeah.
And is Stout their punter? Maybe Stout should have gotten the All-Pro holder nod.
Stout. Hunter.
Maybe Tucker is a system kicker.
Jordan Stout?
Yeah.
He's the Baltimore's punter.
Yeah,
What would you
maybe-
say is
Wait a
What did
minute,
you guys
it's
say?
that motherfucker? This motherfucker, Jordan Stout, is one of the most annoying motherfuckers to pull in Madden. I fucking hate this dude because I kept pulling his goddamn... This dude can suck 15 inches of cock.
Hey.
Okay, question, but like, who would you guys put as the second best kicker in the league? Like, who's your runner-up to Justin?
Well, no, Justin was put as the second-team All-Pro.
Put his second team All-Pro.
Daniel Carlson.
Really?
Yes, because Justin
Tucker had an off year by his standards.
He had a down year.
Yeah, but a down year for Justin Tucker is dominating for
personally-
everyone else. That's the thing.
Well, I'm not sure about that this year.
Oh, you're going preferable. I'll beat you there.
Yeah, you probably will.
I got there. Let's go.
Kidding.
Fuck. I mean, he missed one in week 6. He missed one in week 8. He
was 37 for 43.
Yeah, he missed.
He actually led the
2.
league in both made and attempted field goals.
Did he really?
but-
Oh my god.
But he didn't hit from 60 plus this year.
That's the lowest since.
He missed an extra point this
2020.
year. You know, he's still Justin Tucker, but
Yeah.
he did also hit 86% of his kicks, which some of that is where he attempted them from. But
Yeah,
you know.
he made 9 of 14. Basically, except for one missed from 40 to 49, all of his missed kicks were from 50 plus. Didn't they have him attempt like a 70-yarder or some shit? At some
Maybe.
point in the season? I swear they had him attempt like a 70-yarder.
Didn't they beat the Lions off of the record kick?
Yeah, 67-yarder, 68 or some shit like that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
oh yeah,
He-
against the
he-
Jags, he missed a 67-yarder.
That's what it was. Didn't he make that though to beat the Lions?
He made a 66 to beat the Lions last year.
66, that's what it was, 66.
Um,
Obviously,
But
didn't he kick
here's the
70 in
question.
warm-ups before? Yeah, what's up?
yeah, he has kicked, I think, at least 75 before.
Yeah.
But it's different doing it in game because when you're doing it in warm-ups, you can, you've still got to clear the line, which you don't have to do in like warm-ups.
That's true.
A player from each team that's not on either All-Pro team that should be in your mind?
One more time. What is the question?
So pick a Patriots player that isn't All-Pro but should be.
The only player I can think of on our team that got snubbed would be Judon.
Okay.
Love me some Judon, man. Can I just say that? I also love me some Jabril Peppers, but I did.
Dude, he would have been so perfect with wing
He was he's clutch on defense and special teams. He's a multi guy. Like Bill loves how pliable he is.
We want that.
Yeah, that's same thing with the Giants. Then.
Oh my god,
nothing's changed.
He would have been perfect with Wink. We just couldn't afford him.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah. But yeah,
this is not good.
I mean, I'll say Gano, but do you have another Giant?
Kenny Galt? No, okay.
I mean, you can't. I mean, I was gonna say you could say.
I can't think of any other. Unfortunately, we have a bunch of bargain bin guys. Matthew Judon is the only guy that sticks out as like talented. I can't think of anyone else.
Hey, Judon and Uche were very good as a duo. Now, Saquon wasn't that good for like half the season. Saquon had a great start to the year, and he had a great playoff game. But the Giants were not a very good handoff team. They were not a very good running team. Which is weird given the season-ending stats, but for most of the year, a lot of it was getting stuffed, except for maybe one big play.
Hey, Jack.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I was.
What is Danny Dimes' contract? Does that expire at the end? Like at the end of this year? What's going on?
They didn't pick up his fifth-year option, so he's a free agent at the end of the year. He's probably going to get somewhere between 30 and 40 mil a year for.
Are you going to pay him? Are you going to keep him?
Yeah. Giants, at this point, are almost certainly keeping him. He might take a bit less than 30, but that would be giving a hometown discount kind of thing. I doubt he takes more than a 3-year deal, though. I don't know if he even gets offered more than 4 years.
Imagine if they franchise it.
They probably... There's a very good chance of that happening. But the franchise tag is about that price range for a quarterback. Like that's where his contract is set, because the franchise tag is probably about the target or the minimum for his next contract.
Hey, what's the reason that instead of signing big contracts, teams with like an elite quarterback just franchise tag them every year? What's the reason teams can't do that?
Honestly, it's probably because it's cheaper. Because it's the average of the top 5 contracts at the position.
Oh, I thought it was 3.
Either way, that's probably cheaper than resetting the market. And a lot of the quarterbacks, know their worth and know that they're worth resetting the market. Just because quarterbacks are so disproportionately valuable to a team.
Yeah.
That Mahomes, no matter what he gets paid, is underpaid. It is impossible to overpay Patrick Mahomes for what he does for the Chiefs. And quarterbacks generally know that that's what they can do for a team. Like the Giants, if you take quarterback out of the equation, have the second worst roster in football. That's a great argument for Daniel Jones to make a shit ton of money, no matter what you think about how he played this year.
But is he the guy that can bring you to a Super Bowl?
We'll see.
We're going to find out.
I think that he's as good a guy as... It's the kind of thing where drafting quarterbacks is a crapshoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that he has an argument to be like a top 12 guy moving forward. I think that he was... I don't know if there are 10 quarterbacks...
What's a quarterback in history that he would be similar to his ceiling? Like Matt Ryan?
Well, the thing with his game, though, is he's accurate and he's mobile.
I don't know if he's a deep passer.
Well, okay. He doesn't throw it deep a lot, at least hasn't. A lot of that's scheme-based. He is one of the most accurate deep passers in the league when he does. Since his rookie year, he's had one of the best deep balls, like per play.
Yeah, so I was actually arguing with this about someone who was a Vikings fan. I was saying maybe possibly you could take Daniel over Justin Herbert.
I don't know about that right now, but that wouldn't shock me moving forward.
But because here's the thing. I know wins are a team stat, but success isn't. And Daniel has had more success than Justin has. And Justin's been
that is a very good point.
This year,
if you put Justin Herbert on a team that actually gives a fuck about him, then I think that he would. I think he would put up elite numbers.
So where's that for Daniel Jones, though?
I think that
I mean,
good one.
I don't personally think that Herbert is worse than Daniel Jones. Herbert is one of the quarterbacks that even this year with all the rib stuff, I think played better than Jones. I don't think that there are 10 quarterbacks that this season I would take over Jones, but I think Herbert is one of the ones I would. But at the same time, the one thing with Jones is he's still, after year 4, such an unknown in so many ways.
But he's more handsome than Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Okay.
Because, he had Jason Garrett for 2 years. He's never had anything above a bad O-line. He's never had legit weapons. Right? Like, he's never had anything to be truly evaluated by. This year is the closest he's got with a good play caller. But even then, the offensive line as a unit was like in the mid-20s, maybe the low 20s. The receivers are obviously a 5th, 6th, and 7th rounder, 2 of whom were thrown out by previous teams. And one is Darius Slayton, who the Giants were actively trying to get rid of before the season.
My God, Darius Slayton. Let me just say, though, even though I was the one who brought it up, I still think Herbert's better. But the fact that Jones has done more with less, significantly more than and less. Mike Williams, he's better than Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, that is an elite. I'm not saying top 5, but that is an elite wide receiver duo.
Oh, absolutely.
Along with Austin Eckler, who I know people say he's great for fantasy, but he has production. For Giants, it's Saquon, and then it's Saquon, and then it's Saquon.
I was gonna ask if you had is Saquon more of a really good O-line, or is he just so talented that he can just make shit out of nothing?
Well, his first year proved that he can make shit out of nothing.
He has never had a quote unquote really talented O-line. It's never been above. It's always been below average run blocking while he's been here. But Saquon, the one thing he's getting better at is taking what he's given in some cases. But for the most part, he's making something out of nothing to a fault. Where I don't know actually where he ranks this year, but usually he's up there in negative plays, like getting tackled for a loss, runs getting stuffed because he, tries to dance around too much and make too much happen.
Yeah.
But he definitely has the ability to make that stuff happen. It's just, as a running back, sometimes you just got to hit the hole.
Which he doesn't want to because he wants to. He's Powerball is what he is.
Yeah. Hey, Alex. Did he leave?
No,
he's still right here.
Alex, the best running back in the entire league, Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, God, he's not the best running back on his team.
We pulled the fucking Ezekiel Elliott card. Rip that shit up right now on stream if you can get it.
It's in the box. I don't feel like digging it out.
All right, fine.
He's not even the best running back on his team. I have pieces
of Deshaun Watson's card in my bed.
What?
When I ripped up the Deshaun Watson card?
Yes.
I handed it to one of the people that was in my apartment, who then proceeded to turn around and put it in my bed. And so right now behind me, there are several pieces of a Deshaun Watson football card scattered around my bed.
All right, boys, my stomach's upset. I'm going to go to the restroom. I don't know if I'll be back. It's getting kind of late.
Yeah. I think we have to end it. But to answer Jack's original question, I don't know. McCaffrey,
Debo?
Ayuk.
McCaffrey, absolutely.
Debo didn't even have that good of a season.
God.
Debo was injured. He didn't have that
McCaffrey, if you extrapolate McCaffrey's part of the season with the 49ers to the whole season.
Oh, 100%. He's making it. Yeah.
So, if you're talking about a guy from the 49ers.
From his time with the 49ers, he's going to be fucking amazing. But,
I don't think he's a snub.
No.
But still, if you were to pick someone.
I don't think we have. If I was to pick any one of the Niners to make an All-Pro team year after year, it'd be fucking McCaffrey if he stayed healthy.
Sending an image in this group chat, and I think it might be my new profile picture.
Dude, it's got to be.
Isn't that great?
NFL slime time. I honestly, I might use that.
It's I know it's a meme award, and it usually goes to the person who deserves it the least, but
no, I won't use it on Discord, but I might make that my Twitter profile picture.
Oh my God.
I love it. So handsome.
So we have some
for me, it's Graham Gano. Cass, if you had to pick a Giants All-Pro that's not currently an All-Pro, pick a guy.
Well,
even
that's
if
not
you don't
currently.
think he's genuinely deserving, I mean, the only All-Pro the Giants have is Thomas and Lawrence. But even if you don't think he's actually deserving, who would you say is like, a Giants guy that, is All-Pro at least for the Giants?
At least for the Giants. Well, I can think of a couple names offensively, but I want to think defensively. Well, okay, fine. I'll just say them. I can't pick one because it's just been a miraculous effort for the Giants this year. So I mean, it's obvious. It's Daniel and then it's Saquon out of the way. Defensively, however, there has been a guy. Well, there's been lots of guys, but I think Kayvon has really heated up at the end of the year.
I mean, he's won at least one game entirely on his own.
A lot
of snow angels on the turf.
Yes, and you know what? A lot of people have started making the connections. I am afraid that if the Giants lose against the Eagles, that the Eagles are going to play the moral victory card over the Giants because Kayvon has been acting like an ass.
He really wasn't acting like an ass, though. He apologized.
He really hasn't. Yeah.
He apologized afterwards. It was the kind of thing where, yes, he's next to him, but in a lot of ways, that's football, and he had no idea that Foles was like that hurt. If he even knew Foles was hurt, it was that the wind was knocked out of him. And nobody, not even a Colts offensive lineman, got him up. And he apologized profusely throughout the week after. And generally, aside from being a personality in the media, I don't think he's done anything.
I don't know who that is.
And that snow angel thing. Okay, but if you listen to the full quote,
I know. He doesn't know. He's
saying that he doesn't know him personally, and B, he also admitted so many times, through the draft process and in camp and stuff, that he didn't watch football besides tape and stuff. If you ask him anything about football history maybe 2015, he wouldn't be able to answer it, and he's the first person to tell you that. Aside from Strahan, he couldn't even name any Giants edge rushers from the Super Bowl teams, and he only knew Strahan. He only knew Strahan because Strahan mentored him.
Justin Tuck,
yeah,
man.
I mean, even JPP you could talk about.
JPP.
But he only mentioned Strahan because he knows Strahan personally. The reality is a lot of these players aren't students of the game beyond their own technique. I mean, I know, Alex, you were mad earlier in the year about George Pickens not putting Jerry Rice on his top 5 receivers. But if you look at Pickens' list, it's all receivers that he was alive to watch play and actually watched play.
That's true.
A lot of these players, we expect them to just know football history, but they don't. And the reality is, why would Kayvon know, even though, yes, he's a Hall of Fame center, he's one of the best centers of all time. If he doesn't know who Justin Tuck is as a Giants edge rusher, how would he know who Jeff Saturday is?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, other than that, he has a personality, but he hasn't really made an ass of himself.
Yeah. No, but that same game though, he was doing the sleep celebration, which I thought was funny. But that was
honestly, I think that the outrage over that is a bit overblown.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah. But what about gritting over the Vikings logo though?
That Perfect. Was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious.
That's up there with the Nick Gates to me for that's just playoff football, man. That's not a dick move. That's what, every team's going to have a guy that does something like that.
Hey, dude, I mean, personally, I agree with you. I just have a buddy whose name is also Alex, who is a Vikings fan, who was upset about that. And he has every right to be upset about
Vikings fans, from what I could tell, were also pissed about losing to, Daniel Jones. How could we let Daniel Jones look good against us? So,
yeah,
Jones is a good
he's a great quarterback. Xavier McKinney, though, also did really nice, even though it was Xavier McKinney who got himself injured at Cabo, which was silly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Xavier McKinney is a GOAT on my fucking Madden team. 92 overall Christmas, Xavier McKinney, goated.
I'll say about Kayvon, though, he hasn't played. He's had moments where he's at Micah Parsons level, but if he can get to Micah Parsons level eventually, then he could be considered, just like Micah is, at LT level.
Hey, Saturday? Prime time?
Yeah, we will find out for certain very soon.
All right. Does anyone have any closing remarks before?
I do.
What's your closing remark?
My closing remark.
All right. Jack, do you have any closing remarks?
That was eloquent. Beautifully said. Couldn't word it better myself.
Thank you.
Jack knows what mine is, but I want to hear yours first, Jack.
Okay.
Are you going to continue the tradition, or are you going to go off from it?
No, I know what yours is, and I'm going to let you have your moment.
Thank
so, I'm going to say this. Eagles fans, it's a lot of fun whenever we play because we hate each other so deeply. We make fun of each other for the dumbest shit like ordering Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. It's going to be a fun week. If you somehow lose, from the way that you're already acting, I am going to love watching that. And if you win, I hope you lose in the next round. But let's have fun this week.
All right. And my
very classy. Very classy.
Remarks. I was a bit classy. We streamed a pack opening. I was classy. We recorded a pack opening. I was classy. But this is my time to shine. So this might backfire a hell of a lot. Fuck them, Cowboys!